You got Marcos.
That's not.
Wait.
Yeah,
That's true. You do got me. Get over here, Marcos. Let me look at you.
Tobin and Leroy, ready to deploy. Had to hit her with a little girl. Elizabeth, that was a decoy. Better about me, boy. Okay. Leroy and Tobin, hold to the show, man. Still to the sauce with the show, and till then, his half moon open. Sometimes go taste like a snowman. No proof of my life at a boat, and no proof. Like I always wanted him, I never hated him, I never traded him, and if I did, I never ever traded him. Know what is a star? Like another city, the driver's side floor. Just like a large, so many more. 10 in the more, never a bar. Hey, 10 in the more, 2 to the peak. Nothing to you, but it's something to me. Hands up as ever, cute as can be. You can watch on YouTube with videos for free. This one time for the Twitch. This one time for the text. This one time for the phone line. Whole time, wonder what they gonna do next.
You know, I just wish you guys would stop the quibbling.
Who the hell is that right tackle? I mean, are we serious? Like, we're just introducing new right tackles in the middle of the season. We have mystery right tackles just coming out of nowhere.
Right. Let's think of it this way. If you had questions about certain positions when they were full power, what kind of question you gonna have when they're on the third option?
Oh,
And the thing is, I saw the game plan. I could kind of get a feel what the game plan was, and we could all see it. Short sets, get rid of the ball quick. He couldn't even do that because there was pressure up the middle.
Eichenberg.
I mean, listen.
Sick of him, dude. I'm so sick
There's
of
a
him.
new charity out. It's called Eichenberg's Hugs for Humanity. That dude was hugging everybody. Like, why is his first move when the ball snapped the hermit crab? That's his first move.
Just surrounding
The whole
just
point about
surrounding the shoulders.
You know what the first thing they teach you as an offensive lineman? Hands inside. Hands inside. You could put the jaws of life on this guy if your hands are inside. Why is he go like this?
We probably had to know it was going to be Dune when Chris Grier uttered the words that you guys have a lot of concern about.
No,
We
of
laugh
course.
about this.
No.
Like, you knew, like, those are just quotes you know are going to bite you in the ass.
But here's the problem. The problem is that you guys have to be careful about comments. Do you understand? If your boss is listening and you say at that point, there's some questions about the offensive line, your boss is going to say that's your job.
There was like literally a 3-week run where people in this market were trying to be like, everybody should really apologize to Chris Grier. I'm like, it's literally hanging on by the few ligaments left in Teron Armstead's knee.
Pretty much.
As soon as that goes, it's going to go. They can't run the football anymore. I mean, they already lost the deep ball this season.
Right.
You lost Jalen Waddle. And by the way, stop yelling at me for jinxing Jalen Waddle yesterday. I'm so mad at everybody.
Can't believe you did
I didn't
that to
jinx
him.
him. All I asked was a question when Odell Beckham got hurt was, don't you want insurance policy?
No.
Because the only guy that they were going to bring up was old shoulder punts, Grant DuBose. So, I hope that you're okay, buddy.
Oh, yeah.
But, I mean, the last time we saw him, it bounced off of him and went to another guy, too.
Here's the deal. Another reason why they probably made the Odell Beckham move, they must really like Malik Washington.
Great.
But that's your insurance
Leading
policy.
receiver yesterday.
Huh?
Leading receiver
That's
yesterday.
your insurance policy.
5
So
to
while
52.
you're saying that shouldn't you have him for an insurance policy to have Malik Washington?
Great.
I mean, like, okay. He performed better than Odell Beckham has been. So that's a moot point.
People are yelling at me, though.
I would say this. I have been very impressed with all the patchwork that they've done defensively to watch the defensive play relatively well.
How could you not be impressed?
You can't,
Other than old double agent yelling at somebody in the end zone,
Yeah.
instead of doing his job. I mean, who could you really be mad at on the defensive side of the football? Like, the offense put them and to be honest with you, it has become the theme every single time you need them in a big game to step up. It's always the defense giving the offense a chance,
Right.
and the offense always pooping the bed,
Right.
always.
Right.
And frankly, Tua pooping the bed, and you needed to lean on your best guys yesterday. Tua, he's throwing the football. I don't know if he forgot what jersey color that they wore yesterday, but then also, even if it gets into the paws of Tyreek Hill, getting it ripped away.
Yep. So
what?
So I was explaining because, when you watch TV, you're familiar with these phrases. Single safety, double safety. So 2 safeties deep, they try to run the shell coverage. Single safety, they walk a safety up. That's usually when they want to stop the run or have some kind of blitz. That's just the layman's quick version of it. What Houston did was they did all of those things, but with their nickel guy, they put him in the middle of the field, and it's called a robber, right? So think about this. Your quarterback drops back. He's looking for single safety, double safety. That determines a lot of the route combinations. The slot receiver or the receiver running the route in the middle, if it's too deep, he usually runs that deep square in, right, in front of the safeties. If it's one single deep, he knows.
Back. The traffic was pretty light today.
It actually was pretty light
today.
Looks like she had to do her hair.
Oh, David, I'm gonna have a guess.
So anyway, so when you see the single safety, that square in kind of goes to a route down the numbers or some type of deep in, something like that. So what was happening with that guy standing in the middle of the field, and you look deep and look at it, kind of threw everybody off. So Tyreek is running that route. He's looking at the 2 safety or the single safety, determining what route he should run, but there's another guy in there. Tua's looking at the 2 safety, and the first time he did it, it almost got picked. The guy just batted it down.
I remember that. Yep.
Right? They did the same exact thing. Almost seemed like it was the same exact play, but this time he caught it. That's tough because you don't know when it's coming. And if you've had success in previous plays with the same, so the 2 times they ran it, it caught them off guard. So yeah, it's like, I'm like, oh no, the robber. Like they can run man to man.
You said that. You said that in your life. Oh no, the robber.
Yeah, because you can run that with a number of different things. You could do man-to-man robber.
That's not what I said in my living room.
You can say man-to-man robber. So it's called cover 1 robber, right? Sometimes teams say if you're playing Lamar Jackson, you'll play man-to-man, but that robber becomes a spy on the quarterback.
So it's like
he's
a spy, but for
quarterback.
a passing quarterback instead of a running quarterback.
Yeah, you could say that. Where Tua's
deceiving with his eyes.
They call it a spy or a robber, but Tua's not going to run, so you have him get depth.
Yeah, well, he's not going to run except when Frogboy's, got him out there, and he's almost once again getting pancaked by a 300-pounder.
That could have been a little barbecue rib.
That was dicey.
It was dicey.
That was dicey.
Where he reached for the first, and 2 people just like.
First of all, he got the first. I don't know what the hell where they marked it.
Yeah,
he was way past the line. Okay, question.
Yeah.
TV got him again.
You gonna ask who we firing today? Who we firing today? Let's fire somebody. Let's fire somebody. Let's fire somebody, baby. Let's do a radio tradition. Let's fire somebody.
In order to determine
that's you, Danny
who
Crossman.
to fire.
Oh,
let's just think
of
this
fired.
Just think of this. In order to determine who to fire, you have to be honest about what the issues are. And then there you work yourself.
How can you be honest about the issues are if the guy picking the players is laughing at the media over concerns that are quite obvious?
Yeah, fire him too.
Oh, okay, so
you know what I mean? How can they assess correctly?
There's certain things you have to do and say to protect your own ass, right? You say that because you don't want your boss knowing beforehand you screwed up.
At the start of the season,
right?
though.
But I'm just saying. Okay, that's all fine. So is the problem offensive line?
It's part of it. I mean, they can't run the football.
Right. Is it
play calling? Yes.
Here's what I would say. Part of the problem is you if you look at all the teams that have success in the league, all of them, you have to realize that they all have one thing in common: offensive and defensive lines. There's some strength in one or both. All the teams, just go look. There's some anomalies in it, right? Because right now, there's some shakiness going on with Baltimore's defense. But for the most part, you look at Philly, you look at Pittsburgh, you look at Denver, okay? You look at the Chargers, you look at Green Bay, okay, Kansas City. Kansas City is struggling offensive line, but defensive line, they're juggernaut, right? Like there's one side of the ball or both in all these teams that have a winning record that are physical and dominant at times.
Man, Chargers did get lit up by Bake yesterday, though.
Did they?
Cooked.
Oh, my goodness.
Cooked.
But so
who we firing?
okay.
Let's fire
again.
some.
Let's
fire some.
Let's decide.
Let's fire.
Let's decide.
We'll fire some right now.
Let me tell you, idiots out there. Okay.
It's me.
And this, you are an idiot if you think this.
Mm.
You do know if you fire Mike McDaniel, you might throw away $50 million a year.
No, I'm not gonna fire him. But he's on the hot seat.
Do you understand?
Can
Because
I fire Mike McDaniel, the play caller?
Ooh.
No, it's just like
Oh.
you can only here.
Ooh.
Don't go into a game thinking,
Yeah.
okay, let's just do this. You might not have the personnel to do it.
Bills changed the play caller for Josh Allen. Change the quarterback. Different guy now.
Damn.
Okay.
Look at him.
And
Look
it's
at
all
him.
based on what?
Look at
Let's run the ball more and not just
Well,
chucking around.
And I love Ken Dorsey,
Yeah.
but still.
Oh, poor Ken Dorsey. Did you guys see Ken Dorsey yesterday?
No.
They go to Ken Dorsey cam yesterday during
Oh,
the Browns
God.
game,
Yeah.
and you could tell he was near another meltdown, just like he was in the
Oh,
Bills game.
man.
Well,
And he definitely has learned some like stress killers to
Yeah,
like.
yeah.
you know what that is? I'm gonna tell you what that is. I call that JF,
What's JF?
Jameis factor. There's a lot of coaches that been in the booth with Jameis playing quarterback.
Jay
that-
Gatto. Jay Gatto says, Tobin, you like that pic of Fat Cat Sanders I sent you? Let me
Oh
tell you something.
goodness! Wait.
Don't mention Fat Cat Sanders around this one over here.
Oh,
Jeez.
What do you want to say?
Forgot I said
What do you
any
want to
of
say
that.
about Jason Sanders? Missing extra points.
Who?
You know who I said.
Oh.
You know who I said.
He's a rat bastard.
Whoa!
And a bum.
hey,
Jeez.
can I just say I have never seen anything like this.
Yeah.
A guy from midfield will hit the middle of the goal, the middle, not left or right, right down the middle. And from 30 yards closer, he almost hit somebody.
It's
in the
crazy.
bleachers.
I don't understand it.
Yeah.
I don't understand it.
He missed the net. How you miss the net? He missed the
Is that a holder thing?
net. No, it
It's just-
was a perfect hold.
Oh man.
Crazy.
He's unbelievable.
Like, we're the only fan base that from 50 yards can go use the bathroom, but an extra point we have to stop before we leave.
It's a Monday Rewind. Brought to you in part by your South Florida Chevy dealers. Yeah, we got to rewind on this. You're looking for more power capability technology with Chevy trucks. You're ready for anything. Chevrolet, together, let's drive. This game is called Who We Firing? 305-567-0560. Dolphins, your chance to vent. 305-567-0560. Who we firing? 305-567-0560. Your calls. We'll get to your.
Hey, if we firing folks,
Hmm?
please give you take the whole thing into account. Don't just come up in here saying let's fire people and not have some kind of answer.
Don't shoot from
And
the hip.
and I'm telling
Don't tell them who to
telling you
fire.
now.
If they want to fire the lunch lady,
if
the
the-
lunch lady's gonna fire.
Whoever you want to fire. Like, no,
Really?
I think it's fire, no judgment today.
Yeah, fire.
Really?
We'll hear their case.
But do you want solutions?
Nope.
Do you want
Not today.
I just
dude.
want heads to
Tomorrow.
roll.
Solutions
tomorrow.
Day. Today's firing people day.
Everyone's getting fired.
305-567-0560. Who we firing? That's next. All right, welcome back. Who we firing? It's like a game I like to call new game sweep of the nation. It's called Who We Firing. Who we firing? Who we firing on this? Dolphins are out of the playoffs.
Do I want to be a part of this?
Yeah. No judgments today. No judgments.
I'm not going to judge anybody, but I just would like.
Who we firing?
You know what? Here's the deal. I'm not mad that people are mad and want a body.
25 years, dude.
And want a body.
Remember when we started meetings at 8:24?
You were so cute.
But here's what I hate.
That worked.
And here's what I would hate.
Yeah.
And this is the honest truth.
Hmm?
Sometimes your solution and what people think the solution is put you in a worse spot, and it'll have you waiting another 5 or 6 or 7 years, and you don't even realize it because you want to be satisfied right now.
I want to be satisfied right now.
So you don't care if it takes. So then you'll say it's been 30 years. So then you'll say, at what point are you going to have the patience?
Do they feel close to 26?
All right. Never mind.
Who
All right,
fired
go ahead.
me, right?
You know, that's like,
You don't sound like you want
in
to
all
play Who We Firing.
in all fairness,
Hmm?
this is why I root for the worst.
Why?
Because I understand people want something to happen,
Mm-hmm.
but don't you have to, doesn't it have to be a part where I don't want to ruin everything, but just because to make me satisfied and something happen?
Could we play Who We Firing and maybe you'll like it?
Okay.
Maybe
Yeah.
you'll like it.
Okay.
You know? You don't know.
Okay.
It's a new game.
Okay.
Brandon,
Okay.
who we firing?
Hey there, Tobin. I love the show. Excited to be on. It's got to be Chris Grier. I mean, that's just the obvious answer. I don't think anybody's, doing a hot take with that. But it's just, to me, it's always been that he does not have a vision for this team. He does not, you don't look at Chris Grier and say, what identity is he building for this team? To me, he's an Instacart shopper for whatever coach he's brought in. He's just out here shopping for groceries. He doesn't even know what he's getting. And then half the time he's getting spoiled groceries from the back of the aisle that nobody wanted. To me, it's just the lack of vision from a GM level. You look at other teams, they know what they're doing. They're building towards something, like a shared vision. I don't think Grier has vision. I think he's just out there getting whatever, next coach he brings in. So that's my problem with him.
Brandon's firing Chris Grier.
Hey,
I like the idea.
I can't.
I like the idea of Chris Grier having the Amazon cart and be like, 25% off.
No. Tyreek Hill. All right.
Goes,
I'm that was very that's what I'm saying. I can't be mad at you.
Right.
I think one of the things that, and I'll give you a perfect example. The Panthers GM. How he built it. How he had a base and then added like-minded stars to that base.
out of the perfect guys.
Right.
Perfect yin to Barkov's yin.
Right. Exactly. Exactly. He didn't just go sign all of the big name players. So from that standpoint, yes, I'm okay.
I think Leroy likes who we firing.
I'm 100% with you there. I can't be mad at him.
Evander, who we firing?
Toes, what's good? Leroy, what's good?
What's
How
happening?
y'all doing?
Good, buddy. How are you?
Leroy, man, before I came on, what I was gonna say, you almost took the words right out of my mouth. You can't fire everybody, but Grier, when I say he has to go, here's why I think he has to go. You did all this drafting, you had all these picks, you traded back, it was all cute. None of it worked. The Texans are better than us, and we had all their picks.
That's a rough
They
look.
were behind us in the rebuild, bro. It has to be Grier. You can't fire Mike McDaniel because you need some type of consistency. And also, I don't want to fire. I know he's new, but imagine firing him and he goes somewhere else and gets it right. I don't want the Dolphins to be his growing pains and he go somewhere else and turn into Dan Campbell. You know what I mean?
Hey,
So
I lived through that.
I think it has to be Grier.
I lived through that
Appreciate
with
it,
Bill
Evander.
Belichick.
I remember that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So again, I can't. And here is why I can't argue with any of these guys. One, because we have no idea about GMs, right? Do we really know who would be a good GM or not?
No.
Right.
But
And
this
so-
guy's been in the building now for
Right. No, I'm not. I'm just saying from the standpoint of I can't get mad at anybody because I can't definitively say, oh, it's let's get this guy or that guy.
Mhm.
We know other coaches. We know other quarterbacks. We know other offensive linemen. So it's easier to say we need this, this, or this.
Rome is saying fire everyone, including the valet parking guys. That's a bit strong. We don't have to fire the parkers.
That's a bit.
It's a bit. It's it's not their fault.
They're not parking the car good enough, clearly, baby.
Right.
Definitely not their fault.
Let's go to Wally. Who we firing?
Hey, Leroy.
They like today.
Hey, Tobin.
Hey, buddy.
Hey, man. You're talking to somebody that used to walk through your Orange Bowl as a little kid in 1970 to watch these people play. So I've been watching the Dolphins for a long time.
A
Okay?
wee lad.
And this is the worst I've ever seen. This guy, Grier, has to go. He was given a plethora of picks to build a team. And today, to my non-expert expectations and knowledge, I think we're worse off than when we got all those picks for Laramie Tunsil. He traded a second and a third round pick for Eichenberg, which is crazy.
Oof.
He has Tyndall, he has Smith on defense, and neither of them can play a lick. He picks players who are injured and cast-offs from other teams who were past, like, excellent players, and now they're like a shell of themselves. And that's who he picks because he doesn't trust himself. So, you know what? We don't trust him. He's got to go.
Wow, Wally's fine. Chris Grier is the common theme today. I will say, I would just tell Chris Grier, I could never do your job. But take a look at the durability thing. You really seem to not care about that. And guys who get hurt a lot seem to still get hurt a lot.
I don't think he can do his job either, basically. So I think you're good.
I just, I would say that here's what I've learned over the last few years. When every team has struggled and every team has had to either rebuild or stay consistent, they always start with the offensive and defensive line. So they'll always do that. And they'll start there. A great offense and defensive line can make an average offense or an average defense look better. But a bad offensive defensive line, sometimes your skill positions can't make them look better.
Can I say this?
Yeah.
Steven says, who we firing? Everybody.
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 So, and I get if that's what you want to do.
People are mad today, man.
I get that's what you want to do.
Let's talk to Handsome Daffy. Hello, Handsome Daffy. Who we firing?
What's going on, guys?
What's happening?
Well, we already fired OBJ, fired Skyler. Those are two great fires.
Oh, man. Boy, Skyler got out there. I'm waved.
I mean, the theme for today is going to be Chris Grier.
Yeah.
And anybody who agrees with Chris Grier, anybody who wants him there, they all should be fired.
They should be fired too.
just for thinking.
Yeah.
Just for thinking.
Anybody who agrees with it, you don't even have to work for the organization. You can work at the post office. If you agree that he should be there, it should fire you right now.
If you make Chris Grier's latte in the morning and you think he's a nice guy, you need to be fired from Starbucks.
Right.
Exactly.
Right.
Be a lot of people without jobs for Christmas.
Whoo! Wow.
People are upset at Chris Grier.
So
I think we're finding a theme.
now, yeah, if I have any questions about what made it or what has them struggling right now in this team struggle, there's two things. You're not physical enough up front. On the defensive line, you are.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, but those guys can't play.
Poor Zach Sealer. What a season we're
Right.
wasting.
On offensive line, not very physical. Just not. A 3-step drop, and there's guys standing with Tua before he can bring the ball up to throw it. You need a physical running game. I don't know whether it's because your line's not physical, because guess what? if you look at all the other places that this system was ran, right? San Fran, you go to Atlanta, they all ran the ball extremely well. So I'm not just buying that it's the system. The second thing, and this is more important, there is too many high draft picks watching the game from the sidelines.
That's right.
Too many.
Too many.
And if you look at all of the successful teams, they all have young guys playing really well on the cheap. And that's how you excel, and that's how you can make moves. You don't make the moves first and then try to go cheap. And that's what happened. Like they kind of did it backwards in that they went and got all these free agents, got rid of all these draft picks, and then assumed that they were going to find somebody later on in the draft. It actually works the other way. You keep firing and going, trying to find get all these picks, and then you add when you find out which one of these picks works.
We'll take a break. If you're on hold, you want to fire someone, you're going to get to fire someone. We got to take a break. Back after this. All right, welcome back. Tobin and Leroy here with you, 560 WQAM on a Monday. Got a 4-pack of tickets to give away to Heat basketball. Heat and Nets coming your way next Monday at the Kaseya Center. If you guys want to win a 4-pack, we got those to give away all week long. Heat back on the hardwood tonight, taking on the Detroit Pistons. Of course, we like to refer to this, Leroy, as the scene of the crime.
What?
Erik Spoelstra forgetting how many timeouts he had.
Whew. Goodness.
So you got that tonight, 7 o'clock. That's a 5:45 pre-Heat with Solana. And then tonight, the Panthers. They're in action. We like to call this the Stanley Cup rematch.
Oh.
Yeah.
They're taking on the Edmonton Oilers tonight at 8:30. You can hear that on AM 790 The Cat.
That's is it? Okay. It seems like a chili pepper Monday, if you're asking me.
It does seem like a chili pepper Monday. That would make me gambling would make me feel better.
Jimmy Butler, 3 days of rest. Pretty good.
Yeah,
Pretty good.
that's good. Nico's hurt though. He got hurt at practice.
How does this happen?
Again?
Well, let me tell you something. They must be going hard at these practices because we've gone two practice sets in a row. We lost Pella and we lost Nico. The young bucks must be going hard at these practices. I don't know. All right, we're playing a little game.
I want my energy. I want my guys hurt on the battlefield.
Fair point. That being said, we're playing a game. Who we firing?
I like these sound effects.
You know
John,
who this is?
who we firing?
This is Ohio players.
John, you there?
I'm here.
Who we firing?
For one, I'm with everybody else. One, Chris Grier fired.
Patrick Mahomes. Why are you calling our show?
Don't do that. Let him fire.
If I hear McDaniel say, I think, or again, I'm going to lose my stuff.
We're firing Mike McDaniel's voice.
You're not wrong, man.
Me and my buddies have a drinking game that says how many wide receiver screens are you going to throw today? Every time he throws it, we got to take a shot.
Wow, you guys must be plastered by the end of the game.
By halftime.
Oh, it's crazy. It's crazy, but yeah, Grier needs to go.
All right, see you, John.
He did sound like Patrick Mahomes.
He did.
Yeah.
How's your ankle?
So, again, I'm going to try to explain all of this. When you have the pressure that Tua was having up the middle, then there's two solutions. You either run the sweep to get away from it, you roll your quarterback out, or you throw quick screens. So the reason why there were so many quick screens is because there was so much pressure up the middle. You're just trying to now adjust to what you have and not what you want to do. So the game plan was gone. Now you're just trying to produce and win the game. And so that's why you saw so many of those screens. I will say this, though. They pursued to the ball really well.
Great defense.
So when that ball got out there were 5-6 guys over there.
Well, that's what, and their defense that had, I think, 2 of their top 3 leading tacklers out. Like, one of them was suspended because of the Lawrence hit. And then the other guy, Petrie, was out. Like, but still, you wouldn't have known. Like, that team just still has the identity of the team. They're great at turning the football over.
It's the identity of the team, right? I don't care who's in there. We're running to the ball. We're going to play defense a certain style. And that's kind of what's happening on the other side with our defense. That's kind of, you've had a lot of guys in and out of there, but they all seem to play a certain way. And so from that standpoint, yeah, I can see it. Now, it's easier to do that on the defensive side. Like, I don't care how good you cover or how well. Having a rule that we're going to run to the ball or your ass not going to be in there, right? It seems to triculate through the whole defense. So, yeah.
Elgin, who we firing?
Yo, I just want to start off by saying I'm a huge fan of the show, long-time listener. Happy holidays to everybody. I hope y'all get lost in the chili sauce this holiday season.
Appreciate you, buddy.
But yeah, man, it's just one of those things, as with everybody else was saying, Chris Grier, I definitely think needs to go. But honestly, the thing that I'm always so frustrated with the Dolphins is they seem to fire one guy but keep another guy. I really think, man, in my opinion, that we need to just completely clean the house all the way through, including the coach, in my opinion. I know it's probably not going to be the most popular opinion,
But it's like, how many years are we going to keep doing this mediocrity thing, man? Like, you know, and I understand the rebuild is tough too, but like, I just don't see how it's working with this lineup of coaches and GM. I just don't see it. I mean, they don't make adjustments from year to year. I mean, Chris Grier laughed in our face when we asked about the offensive line, and look who's laughing now. It's just like, it's laughable, the whole situation, man. And then also, I'm sorry, man, but Jason Sanders, you're dead to me, dude.
I agree.
So let me ask this, and I ask you this all the time.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to fire everybody, are you ready, or are you gonna be okay with it taking 4 or 5 years to revamp it?
I just think the question is, does this feel like it's ever got a chance to?
No.
I'm telling you,
But we can guarantee that it's going to be 3, 4, 5 years if you do that.
That's fine.
So are you ready to go through that? So for the next 3 years, we're going to hear, oh, it's been 20 plus, it's been 20-something years, it's been 20-something. And then after 3 years, because you haven't been
take
patient.
the Texans that long.
Yeah, because they had all our damn picks. No. But if you do that, then if after 3 years you're not satisfied, because keep in mind, you don't really have any picks.
Mm-hmm.
After 3 years, are you going to say, let's fire these guys? At some point,
but in fact,
I don't know when it is.
Right.
At some point, you're going to have to be patient and ride it out.
I just think the thing that's interesting is like, okay, Brian Flores didn't get this much of a leash. He got the heave-ho because they were going to bring in Sean Payton, and Chris Grier's been here for 25 years.
Yeah, but the Brian Flores thing had other stuff. The Brian Flores thing, I think, had almost 10% coaching, 90% other stuff.
Sure.
So it was never about his coaching.
Okay.
You see what I mean?
So is this about Mike McDaniel's coaching, or is it about his other stuff? Because it seems like if he's good at the other stuff, which is people like him, but he comes short on the coaching and doesn't have a plan B. Like, so then what's the fair answer? I don't know. I like Mike McDaniel. Don't get me wrong, and I think what he did with Tua was good, but it does feel like it's capped. Like Leroy, their record against winning teams is awful.
Right.
Awful.
It's been awful for a while,
dude.
It's been awful for a while.
Dude, but okay, their record, this team.
Okay,
that
but you
coach,
can say
that
about the last 3 coaches you've had.
Awful.
Yeah, it's just in general. This organization's record against winning teams the last 10 years. So, like, all I'm saying is, whatever you want to do, that's fine. But at some point, if you want to get rid of everybody, okay. But at some point, you're going to have to be patient with the new process, the new scheme, and are you fine with that? Because my whole argument this whole time to you has been, you're not that patient.
Mm-hmm.
And you just start the cycle over and over again every 3 years. Because, right? For the last, every coach, 3 years. Oh, I knew, dude. I knew. That's fine. But are you willing to do this again? That's my only question.
Ricardo, who are we firing?
Good morning, Tobes, Leroy, Marcos, JFig. How are we doing today, crew?
Could be better.
Of course. And I'm going to be the voice of the chat and probably anybody in South Florida right about now. And Leroy, I get it. We would be throwing away $50 million. And to be honest with you, it's our own damn fault. We reap what we sow. Tua's got to go.
Wow.
And I will say it. The reason why he's got to go is because we've been given over this 5-year span of opportunity after opportunity after opportunity. And regardless of injury, regardless of this, that, and the third, Tua has been put on the pedestal to say, hey, change it up, buddy. Take us there. And he has not done so.
He has not taken
any cost at any situation. It is not, I'm hating on him or whatever. He shows you through his actions. People show you who they are through action, not through words. And we've seen it year after year now that he crumbles like a cookie. So what are we going to look at now going forward in terms of how do we fix this offense, because people will point at coaching and then putting the players with the GM and blah, blah, blah. But your QB's at the helm trying to make it happen, and he's not making it happen. 3 picks yesterday when we really needed him to save the season. Blame Tyree, blame who you want, but he's the one who threw those footballs.
He said highest paid him.
Arm.
He's you don't have to add the noodle arm.
Okay, so you want to get rid, but here's you want to get rid of Tua.
He does.
I heard the same conversation with Ryan Tannehill. Right.
I think though.
But
here's the thing though. Tua is always, I think, though he's been through his adversity, has always thought he was going to be a better prospect than Ryan Tannehill. Okay, like that is what I would say is the difference between, like, Ryan Tannehill was a consolation prize in the Andrew Luck draft with RG3. Like, Tua was a guy that people wanted to tank for years, and yes, he had to go through some awful working situations with Brian Flores, whether you agree with Flores or not. Comes out on the other side of it with a coach that he likes. They put up good numbers, but it does, he's also a flawed quarterback. He is flawed. It's not that he's not good. I will not sit here and say Tua sucks, because I'm not. I'm a fan of Tua.
Right.
But it does feel like, does this guy ever have a snowball's chance in hell of being a guy who can take them over the top?
But there's only 5, 6, 7 quarterbacks like that in the league. So, but you can win with other quarterbacks. Like, you don't have to be the top 5 or 6 or 7 in the league to win. And I think we're putting so much on a position that we're failing to look at the rest of them.
The thing that I think annoys a lot of people about him, though, and I think, I because I've spent most of my time supporting him, is like, you can never just have a conversation or never just hold him accountable, because it feels like we always got to protect his feelings and protect his reason.
Absolutely can.
And I feel like, anybody who just wants to be reasonable, like, hey, what he's doing, he's done good stuff. He's done good stuff. I won't call the guy a bum. I think he's a good quarterback, but to the standard of what we're expecting from him to take that leap, to take that next step, and all the bleep that he's talked, he hasn't done that. And he especially hasn't done it in the games they really needed him to. So, is that worth cutting bait on? That I would question. I would say, like, out of the guys, like, I would say, even if you brought in a new coach, I think Tua's good enough in certain. I think that this is a very flawed team. I don't know how much more the him and Tyreek duo seems like it's going to work out, because it seems to me, and I don't know what you're seeing, Leroy, but it seems to me like those guys haven't been on the same page all year, which is odd because they had beautiful chemistry for 2 years. But I think yesterday, like, dude, the 4 turnovers yesterday. Could have had 5.
What I tried to do in this moment is, like, look at that game and look at the way it played out and say, could I have somebody else there and the result be different? And that's why I bring all the other stuff in, right? Because, like I said, the game plan was get rid of the ball quickly because of the rush, but the problem was you couldn't stop the rush up the middle, and that caused a problem when you're, first of all, 6 feet and you're taking 3-step drops and trying to throw it down the field. Makes it difficult to see. So you pat the ball a lot. If I take somebody else and put them in that position, the only other quarterbacks I could think of that would be successful are the ones that can run, like really run.
Yeah.
Because there was no protection.
It was a bad line. I get it.
And so I'm getting, like, I understand.
But there were also opportunities, and it was a game that you, like, Leroy, they had the ball. Like, they controlled that game. They controlled that game.
Right.
And to do that even with a paper mache line that you put together, like, he had his chances and he blew it. He blew it. And that's just that.
Let's get rid of him too.
Well,
That's fine.
Who we firing?
That's fine. Like, I just don't see. I look at the long-term thing, and I've been down here long enough to know that fans just keep complaining, that there's no solution.
But there's also never been a playoff, like, since we've been down here and doing radio, they've never won a playoff game.
Right. And I understand that too. But you also have to, like, okay, is it the players? Is it the coaching? Is it the management? okay, who selects the players. Like, there should be somewhere to go with it so that you can fix it instead of just saying, let's get rid of everybody and bring new people in and recycle and live this thing all over again.
But the thing is, like,
when it's going to get better when is it going to get better?
I think they got to get a new guy to pick players.
So when the players are different,
I think that the whole philosophy is stupid. Even like Tua earlier in the year when he's like, brother, it doesn't matter who I have in front of me because I get rid of the ball quick.
Right.
Chris Grier being like, it doesn't matter. We're laughing at your concerns of the O-line. Like they duped themselves into this.
Okay, so you need and I've already expressed why I think that I had a problem with what went on this year. Right? There's just a couple of spots you could have had Van Ginkel for like nothing.
Sweet AVG.
As far as pass rushers for nothing. You know, I had a problem with them getting rid of Christian Wilkins, but guess what? They're playing fine inside.
Playing fine.
So I can't, but there's a lot of other positions like this offense, dude. It's been 3 years where I don't care who's playing quarterback. They look like they're running for their lives. 3 years. So yes, you could say it's the players. Okay, so if it's the players, do you understand what it's going to take to replace? You might have to trade a couple of guys.
I think if you're threatening waiting, I think Dolphin fans have a black belt in waiting right now.
Yes. No, I know. I'm not saying that from the point of waiting. I'm saying that from the point of sometimes you get so caught up in what you want right now, you don't realize you may be signing yourself up for more waiting. And so you don't care. You don't care. Hey, let's just wait and draft the quarterback. And like all these things that you necessarily want to do to make your team better is prolonging that and probably stretching it out and making it a little longer. So at the end of next year, we're going to have the same conversation, but it's going to be about something else if you do that. So I don't know what the answer is. I do know the problems that people have been talking about are valid, but if you want to fix it, I'm more concerned with how do you fix it so you don't have to wait the maximum amount of time because you've replaced everybody.
Tim, who are you firing?
It's not Tua's fault. The one we need to fire is NFL insider Marcos for putting so much pressure on him for running the ball that he didn't go and
You
the problem.
You fire the frog boy!
I'll be the scapegoat, but I didn't throw those picks yesterday, dude.
You and your parlays are causing any troubles.
I mean, Jaden Walsh, does he have to get injured all the time, dude? 40 yards is all I needed.
I tell you what, I learned a valuable lesson in the beginning of my career. There's a saying in the NFL. Don't stand around the pile counting your change.
Kiting?
Counting.
What was that?
Counting your change.
Back after this.
It's a big word for me, dog.
It's our two. Franchise quarterback. Dolphins quarterback. It's our two. Christians can still go to hell. But maybe he had some points. Dolphins quarterback. Dolphins quarterback. I'm sad.
Vlad said Adele can't touch the sad to a song.
Oh my God. All right, let's get to some headlines, you rascals, which are brought to you by Doral Hyundai. At Doral Hyundai, choose from over 1,300 new Hyundai models in inventory like the Tucson, the Sonata, and the Palisade. Remember, when it comes to Hyundai, the great deals are at Doral Hyundai. The Dolphins lost 20-12. They lost to the Houston Texans. They've never won in Houston. Never.
Really?
Never won in Houston. 0-5 over their history. Don't know what it had to do with Houston. You would think that the team would like those ideal indoor conditions. Didn't matter.
Yeah. No, I think
Tua threw picks like it was wind chill in at Arrowhead.
Didn't we have like a thing against them when they first started? Like 7 years in a row, we didn't beat them.
Yeah, they had like some big time ownership over the Dolphins for sure. But yeah, man, it's a sad day. We're firing people today because that's what we do. You gotta lash out a little bit. You need to get the poison out of your system. But the Dolphins now, I mean, do you even want to do playoff scenarios or no? Right? No, they're not going to playoffs.
No point, dude.
No point. Not going to playoffs. We'll do game balls, game bums later on. We got Heat tickets to give away, and I'm excited. At noon, David Benavidez, boxing star, is going to join us in studio. He's
fighting this weekend.
He's fighting in February.
Oh, February.
He's fighting in February in Vegas.
All right.
Media week though.
Oh, we'll be there.
Media week once you get into camp, Leroy.
So
he said,
they have a lot of. They do a lot of media stuff.
He and this David Morrell, they hate each other.
See, that's what you.
They hate each other.
That's how you start this, and then you bring it up, and then they cuss. You do it all the time.
I don't like it.
And we're in studio, we're live.
Right, we're live. Can you like?
They're not gonna curse.
Those were my thoughts.
What are you willing to put on that?
David Morrell said.
No.
What?
What are you willing to put on that ain't gonna cuss?
That
Because
he's
you
not
know
gonna
you're gonna
curse?
go there.
I'm gonna tell. He's a professional. He's not gonna curse. Although David Morrell did say to David Benavidez, "quote F you, fat boy. I'm the Terminator."
Is he fat?
No, I don't think so. I don't think so. It's not very nice.
I mean, it's kind of hard to be fat when you're in a weight class, but then
168,
DC.
175. I'm sorry.
Then I give you DC.
Well,
who
that
has
is
never been.
Dude, let me tell you.
Even at 205, he looked.
Colby Covington basically had his face ripped off this weekend.
What?
Oh my God, Joaquin Buckley. Oh, what a beating he put on him. A beating. Tough because he walked out with Hulk Hogan and old Colby Covington.
Oof.
Oh,
he needed to take his vitamins, brother.
Was he the one who was calling out LeBron James?
He was calling out LeBron. It's his only move. All he does is yak.
That's what he does.
Who, Kobe Covington?
Yeah.
Well, he ain't gonna be talking now.
Also fought Masvidal like at a restaurant or something, right?
Well, Masvidal
went after him.
He beat Masvidal.
Yes.
He beat Masvidal, and then Masvidal, he said something about his kids, and Masvidal punched him right in the face.
Yeah.
And then he sued Masvidal for getting brain damage.
Who sues anyone?
Which I don't believe he won that lawsuit. Because they're probably like, you've been a UFC fighter for 20 years. Like, you think it's him who gave you brain damage?
Suing people is lame, am I right?
I feel like a lot of fighters look down upon the suing. That's going on right now with Devin Haney and Ryan Garcia, where people are going at Devin Haney because he's suing Ryan Garcia. I don't know.
But because he lost?
Because well, yeah, he got killed. You remember that fight?
Yeah, but he couldn't. Well, he could have said no. Remember, he came in heavy.
He
could
but
have said no to the fight.
He didn't know that he was juiced to the gills.
Should have known. He was very, very unstable.
Should have known he cheated. Come on.
Very unstable.
Very unstable person. Elsewhere in the NFL yesterday, was there things that stood out to you in the NFL, Leroy, before we get back into the Dolphins? Anything that I should mention, by the way, on Grant DuBose, an injury that was very scary yesterday.
Yeah,
very.
They cut off his jersey. They gave him oxygen on the way out.
No, you know it's serious when they put the EKG machine on you, because that means they have questions about where your heart is and stuff like that.
Oof.
So that's when it's scary. When they put oxygen, no, that happens, okay? But when they start hooking machines up to you before they even take you off the field, then I was scared.
This is from the Dolphins. After sustaining a head injury in yesterday's game, Grant DuBose remained at a local hospital in Houston for evaluation overnight. He has movement in all his extremities, and initial tests have revealed positive results. He remains under the care of doctors for continued observation.
Oh yeah, he's probably still they're probably still.
Yeah, he's still there. So, wish him the best.
Terrifying, because that was 30 minutes.
What did you make of that play, though? Was that a bad throw?
Not.
I saw people.
It's the same defense. It's the same defense where he tried to squeeze it in between those two guys. He got it in there, but that guy standing in the midfield, for some reason, Tua missed that guy in the middle of the field because you're seeing too deep. If you see too deep and you see a guy in the middle of the field, it throws you off. So, yeah, I've
people calling it a hospital ball.
Hospital ball.
It looked like the defender tried to pull up as well too. Like, it didn't look like a
Really?
dirty
It didn't
hit.
sound like it.
No, it did not. But it didn't look like he
That team hits hard, dude.
They're all over the place. But that's okay. That's it.
Tua
you
was
know?
this close from old 97 from oof.
Yeah.
That could have been bad.
Yeah.
Well, the guy didn't hit him in the head. He hit him in the
I know.
ribs, which is even worse.
What a day. But anyway, anything else in the NFL said out to you yesterday?
Philly. I told you what Philly's going to do.
Philly whooped ass. Philly whooped ass.
The most miserable 12-2 team
The Bills
in the league. The Bills. What the Bills did to Detroit, I would say in the future, just pay attention to the fact that the Bills give up a boatload of points.
I saw. Did you see on First Take today that one of the topics, Froggy, was does Dan Campbell take too many risks? Because he kicked an onside kick with 12 minutes left in the game when we're only down 10.
Well,
he's good.
The problem is not the onside kick. The problem is when you have to fly a plane above, letting everybody know you're kicking an onside kick, right? So that was part of the problem. I would say, other than that,
it wasn't a great day of football. Like, it wasn't a lot of quality.
I really like the Detroit Buffalo game. That was exciting.
Yep.
Early
games. I mean, the craziest game probably was Colts and Broncos, because the Colts looked like they had it in the bag, and then Jonathan Taylor blew a touchdown.
Right.
He walks over to the end zone, but leaves the football behind.
Right.
And then the Broncos just went on an insane run, and they beat them 31-13. I think it would have put them up 20-7 at the time.
20-7. Right. So they never even got to 20.
That's crazy.
Yeah. But that's first of all, I never thought Indy had a chance. And then I saw the start of that game and I was like, uh-oh. because they have a guy who literally cannot throw the football. I don't care about how strong he is. You know, he is. He is a version of what we would call a fast receiver. The guy has unbelievable speed, but he can't catch and he can't run routes. Where do you put that in as far as quarterbacking?
Darius Hayward-Bay? Is that what you're referring to?
Yeah. No, but he wasn't. Was he? He was fast.
It was fast. That's all I remember. I remember him being fast and Al Davis licking his chops.
Right. But that's what it is. He has a cannon for an arm.
He was 17 of 38 yesterday.
Right. Like who yeah. And he can run and he's mobile. And Frogboy, he could lead any of your teams.
Mobile, dude.
Yeah. Have you ever watched him play quarterback?
Yeah,
I did. I watched him beat the Dolphins.
It's frightening.
It's an art form.
So
he just needs to give me one good play for Twitter a week.
I'm still shocked at the way Kansas City wins games. It's just blah, 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 another win. Blah, blah, another win. Patrick Mahomes is a little banged up.
He ain't playing on Christmas.
No. You don't think?
Would you play him on Christmas?
Yeah, it's on.
He's got another game before that.
No, he doesn't. Does he?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. It's not Christmas yet.
No, it's not even close.
So he's gonna miss both those games.
It's a little close.
You know, if Christmas was that close, you wouldn't be here.
True.
Fair point.
Right. Okay.
Fair point.
So,
they got the Texans this week. I wouldn't put them against the Texans.
So,
you see what they do to quarterbacks.
So, other than that, like, Jameis got benched.
What?
Jameis being Jameis.
The Lord didn't deliver him.
Yeah, the Lord didn't deliver him from big sixes.
Like, I'm watching that game, and I'm watching. He drives back, and I'm like, "Don't throw it left. Don't throw it left." Throws it left. And I'm watching TV. I can't even see what's actually going on. I'm just looking at the roll of the coverage and stuff like that. I'm like, ugh. Right? I wish no success to Philadelphia.
Because they're just curmudgeons.
Yeah.
They're just not. I mean,
just like they're so miserable there. They've made the team miserable.
It's a miserable place. It's the perfect team for Philadelphia.
They already won their championship, though. Like, you had your thing. Like,
It doesn't matter. So why are they still complaining?
I mean, they might have another one though.
About everything.
They might win another.
It is strange. It is strange for sure.
Other than that, I can't really. I mean, Tampa. Yikes.
Put it on them.
Put it on them.
Put it on them yesterday. And Sunday Night Football, Packers beat the Seahawks 30-13.
That wasn't even close.
Nah.
And first of all, never wear those uniforms again. Ever. Ever. My wife was talking about football and she said something and I go, "Oh, Seattle." She goes, "You didn't even know. I didn't even mention the team." I'm like, "Yeah, you said highlighter."
You don't like the lime green? I like the lime.
I like the lime green.
Do
But
you?
I like the orange though.
That looks like summer football or like when they had
XFL?
football Europe. Yeah, XFL or something like that.
I like when they went to lime green as another color. Like they tweaked their uniforms. That's the only like newer.
The blue and silver.
the
You didn't
newer
like the
update.
blue, silver. and-
Nah, not too much. Not too
Yeah.
much. I wasn't a big fan.
What about the white Packers helmets? Did you see those yesterday?
Everybody has the white helmets.
They copy the Vikings. Have the
No,
Vikings worn those
everybody
yet?
has. Everybody has that. Everybody has one helmet like that this year.
You do have Monday Night Football doubleheader tonight.
Yeah, that's what I want. 2 games.
Is tonight the night the Vikings wear them? It's Monday Night Football. I figured it's a primetime game. It might be the night they wear their icy whites.
Did anybody spend the evening with Dua Lipa?
I did not.
No.
Really? I figured you'd be all over that, Jennifer.
I was barely on my television.
Was she here for our
after?
No, she had a
After the game.
concert.
I tell you one thing though. This Art Basel.
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
All right. Okay.
What do you mean?
I'm sick of it, you know?
No,
It's
for
still
sure.
here?
No, they're on the way
No,
out.
no,
I
no,
saw the elephants
Wait,
being
there's
shipped
still
out.
more?
No, they're done. They're done. They're done. I saw the elephants being shipped away.
Were they in cages?
No, they were like on the back of. No one bought them, I guess, because they were on the back of trucks.
Well,
So
because they're elephants, dude. Where are you going to put an elephant?
I
A
think,
mansion.
I think it's because they were humped on. Nobody wanted them.
Because everybody was right. Everybody was right.
Those are sex elephants.
Those are the ones. By the way, Minnesota will be debuting the Winter Warrior uniforms, as they call them.
There you go.
Tonight.
Elias.
Oh, tonight.
Yeah.
Oh.
Elias, who we firing?
Hello?
Hey, buddy. Who we firing?
Yes. No, you're not firing no one.
Whoa!
And let me explain why. Because if you go to the process of firing. And first of all, the people that's calling in and saying that Chris Grier he don't have no vision, they just heard that comment and just running with it. Because most teams build from the coach vision on up, and then you have now if you get a GM and a coach that's not on the same page, you have dysfunction, and then that's caused a lot of infighting.
Mm-hmm.
So you want a coach to be stronger than the GM. He should have had loudest voice in the draft board room. Because unless you're going to have a Dallas Cowboy type situation where the coach is non-effective.
So you're good with it running it back.
Well, either you run it back or you just blow it completely up. Because you have to have a coach that they got to be on the same page. So if you just change Chris Grier, you got to get a coach that's going to pick the same players that Mike McDaniel wants.
All right, appreciate it, Elias. We got to take a break.
He's like all or none.
All or none.
Yikes, that's even scarier.
Take a break. Back after this. Welcome back, everybody. Tobin and Leroy here with you. 560 WQAM. Take you guys up until 2 here on the program. Quick segment here because we got to get to Leroy's game balls and game balls coming on up. Thanks everybody who's in on the chat. Miami 560 WQAM. Rome says 22 years of this clown GM, not enough for only fools. We don't have a choice. We have to run it back. Love these fans who think it's our choice. They did invest a lot of money in this team.
I know. Like, here's the other thing you have to understand. Even if what you're saying is true and you want to get rid of some guys, right? There's this thing in the world called the dead cap that even to get rid of somebody is going to cost you money. So what you try to do is you try to find ways to at least have the money on the field. And so you can't have a lot of dead cap because then your team's going to suck and you're going to have nobody and you're going to really have to wait it out.
Cliff says Fangio, best defensive coach in the league.
I would say that over the years, who's ever been defensive coordinator, defense hasn't been bad.
Defense hasn't been bad.
Right.
Defense doesn't let you down too much. Man. SDI says Chargers bigger frauds than Tua. He just
but here's
they
the
left
thing.
San Diego, so he hates them.
Chargers aren't even trying, though. They're trying to put every game in the mud, right? Every game. Slow, methodical.
Isn't their number one receiver Lad McConkey?
Leroy trying to be rational. We want heads to roll. I know. I know that's how it works. I just,
I legitimately
I'm kind of in the middle. In that I understand the ramifications of what people want.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think they really, really, really understand by getting rid of certain people what you're signing up for. I just know they don't understand that. Now, the Chris Grier thing, that's a different situation. But when you talk about how's Tua going to look if you get rid of Mike McDaniel? If you get rid of Tua, how are you going to deal with that $70 million hit?
And I agree with you, but he can't be a guy who needs that training wheels anymore, right?
No, I'm not. It has nothing to do with training wheels. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that when you look at the style of quarterback Tua is, getting rid of the ball quick or whatever, now you have to have a guy who is the coach that is at least in line with his strengths. So that limits the coaching pool. That limits the offensive coordinator pool.
Tex Edgy says, hard to believe this franchise may go from 11-6 to 6-11 and think about running it back again. It could happen.
It could happen. Well, let's think about this. Does injury play a role in that? Because it's the same thing with the Heat. Remember, we kept running back with the Heat because guys kept getting hurt at the wrong possible times.
But the Heat, for the most part, were getting deep in the playoffs. Even with the running it back, the Dolphins aren't winning a playoff game.
No, I understand that.
But
they've also been really banged up the last couple of years.
Understood.
So I just don't. Not trying to make it an excuse, but I'm not trying to make light of it's something that you have to consider. That maybe the GM is saying, look, if we were healthy, we'd be this.
Schmiethen says Broncos have Russ's dead money. They're going to make the playoffs boxed in.
Yeah, they also drafted a quarterback
and
got a new coach all at the same time.
Draft Cam Ward?
Huh? Why do you think that's going to happen?
Well, I'm just asking. Should we?
Fall on the sword for Cam Ward, huh?
That sounds great.
Does sound great.
Cam Ward is not the answer here. And here's why.
Not certain.
Oh my goodness.
Not certain.
Wait, let me ask you that.
Leroy.
This is why I hate, I'm getting ready to cuss. But I mean this with all my being. You're a moron for this reason. And I'm going to tell you why. Okay? What is the problem with the offensive line?
Can't block.
So you're going to get a quarterback that sits in the backfield and pats the ball?
Very easy.
No, you're going to get a quarterback that sits there and holds the ball? No, logically. Do you understand how ridiculous that is?
He can improvise,
Yeah.
Don't be done.
I'm done.
Don't be
No,
done. Look at me.
It doesn't.
Look at me.
You guys are morons if you think that's an answer.
Guys.
You got a quarterback who gets rid of the ball quicker than any other quarterback, and he still barely has time to throw the ball. And your answer is, let's get a quarterback that holds the ball.
But you said a quarterback. You said a quarterback that would have success is a quarterback who can move.
Oh, he doesn't. He doesn't move fast, dude.
Stretch.
Oh,
he knows when to take off, though. You would agree. He knows when to take off.
Let it go.
Can't believe Dylan
Dude,
Gabriel
I'm
finished
so
that.
No, that's so stupid.
So
Dylan
stupid.
Gabriel.
Like,
So you guys. So I'm looking at the chat. You guys really believe this crap?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
You're all morons.
No, don't be honest, dude.
You're all morons.
No, don't do that.
Your solution.
Yeah.
Your solution
Good call.
to not having protection is to get a quarterback who holds the ball longer?
I would like.
You know. Please tell me. That's logically, that makes sense.
Well, he holds the.
Please
Hold
tell
on.
me that makes
He
sense.
could get rid of the ball fast if he wanted.
Really?
If he wanted to.
He didn't have this whole line in Washington.
He just had, you know,
Okay.
when you have a great wall in front of you, you know, you just take your time. But he could do it if he wants to.
Okay.
You know what he is?
What is
Okay. You're right. Like, go ahead.
What is
You know what? I'm gonna just say this.
Yep.
And I'm gonna say this as a I am not dealing with this idiocy. I'm not.
You told me you
make
wouldn't
no
judge us today.
damn sense.
Yeah,
you don't. You guys don't make sense.
We're hurt, man.
I don't care if you want to get rid of Tua. I'm fine with that. I've never complained about anything that anybody does. You clearly don't care about the ramifications. But to tell me that replacing Tua on this team with a quarterback that holds the ball even longer is lunacy. It's lunacy. It is crazy.
He can get it out quicker, though.
Okay, sure. Like, aren't we making some assumptions?
We can coach him up.
All right. Aren't we making a lot of assumptions?
Why run when you can jog? You know?
Okay.
It's true.
Okay.
Nobody likes to run in the park. You like to jog in the park.
There you go.
Easy breezy,
Okay.
you know?
You want
There
to
you
enjoy
go.
your surroundings.
Okay.
Not just trying to
There
rush
you
through
go. You guys are. Oh, you want to fire me? You know what? I wish you get exactly what you root. I hope every day that you moron Dolphin fans get exactly what you want. You get exactly what you want because you could see that makes no damn sense. Now, if you want to get rid of Tua, that's fine. I don't have a problem with that. But to get a quarterback that holds the ball even longer with that offensive line is crazy. And because you have no sense,
you can coach that,
and you're all morons, you don't even see it.
I would appreciate you saying I don't. I have sense.
Really? No, you don't. Not if you think that.
Sensible Tobes.
No,
that's the call.
Zero sense.
That's what I've heard.
Dude, you are.
You can't coach that though. Like for example, arm
Yeah.
strength, you can't coach. Speed, you can't coach.
Try to coach it all over the league.
Oh, you gotta get the ball quick.
Oh my goodness.
He doesn't have to get rid of the ball as
Who is
quick
it?
though, because
Wait,
he can move.
Wait.
Oh,
Hold on. Hold on. Sean Payton tried to coach Russ.
Yeah.
It didn't work.
That was Sean Payton's fault.
Sean Payton.
Look at him now.
Okay.
Still got a kid who's throwing
You
3 picks a
guys
game.
are
Sean Payton never really
No.
been good with quarterbacks.
I can coach men and I
What
can
they
coach
say.
women, but I can't coach stupid. I can't. You guys make no damn sense whatsoever.
You know what you can coach though?
What?
How quickly Cam Ward gets that ball out.
No, you can't. No, you can't. Because here's what
He's
happens.
afforded more.
Hold on. Let me explain to you how quarterbacking works.
He's smart.
If your quarterback isn't smart enough or quick enough to read a defense quickly, then he's going to be guessing. And if he's guessing, I give you just Jameis Winston.
No, don't say that.
That's what I'm telling you what it looks like.
Jameis Winston can't see though.
Huh?
He can't see.
He squints.
No, he
squints a
got
lot.
eye surgery. He can see fine.
Can't see.
Take a break. Game balls, game bums. Next. Stay guys up until 2 here on the program. Leroy's mad at me. He's mad at me. He's like,
hasn't even come back yet.
He's furious that I had the audacity to think Cam Ward can be good in the NFL. Crazy.
Just because
and that's not even what he said. I'm taking liberties with what he said, but you know that he's a better solution than the.
You
than
can't
Tua
repeat
is.
what he said on air. Actually,
He said, "I'm effing done with you," all because I had the audacity to say, "What if Cam Ward is a matador?"
Yes.
You drove him to like
Ole!
possibly his third cup of coffee.
Because that's what he'll do to pass rushers. Be like, "Oh, you think I'm here?"
Wow, that's good form. I can almost see it.
Mad at me?
No, I just think you're an idiot. It's hard to be mad with an idiot. Like,
Let's
just make no damn sense.
get the game balls and game bumps, huh?
Right?
Bum,
It's like my Lamborghini doesn't work in the mud. I'm gonna go get a new car, and you go get another speedster. Like that's
Jose in Miami says, "Come on, guys. Tua is a good quarterback who had a bad game. You're overreacting." I agree 100% with Leroy.
Tua and McDaniel giving a cut to Leroy just for good. No, like, all right.
What do you got today for game balls and game bumps, Leroy?
My game ball is gonna go to, my God, the Bills and Detroit. What a fun football game! Excitement. Josh Allen's the MVP. Just like
Yeah, that case seems like it's over.
Yeah.
This was supposed to be the down year.
But yeah, this is supposed to be down year. It's amazing how good they are and how good they are offensively. And it was like an exciting, fun game.
Mhm.
Like, I hate the fact that the Bills are winning like that, but you know, that's just the way it is. And my game bum, like, I would say the offensive line, but that goes without saying. So
Eichenberg.
Listen, I'm gonna go with Tua. You can't be responsible for that many turnovers for whatever reason. You can't. If it's not because you're on the same page with your receivers, damn it, it's your job to get on the same page.
True.
End of discussion.
Threw Tyreek under the bus.
Did he?
He ran the wrong route.
Did he say that? I thought that he took all the blame for it.
He's a bum, dude.
I don't think that's true. What you
He's
just said.
a bum, dude.
I'm pretty sure you just lied.
He said Tyreek isn't
Now,
good anymore.
Again, as a leader,
Pretty sure that he took all the blame.
as a leader,
He's on his way
it's
to
your job
Mexico.
to make it work, to get it together. So I'm gonna give it to him. I understand what really happened yesterday. There was a lot of moving parts, and none of them were the Dolphins. That being said, the worst thing, I get mad at Jameis for this, and this is what I'm gonna say about Tua. You got to get a feel for the game. And you got to know that the way that game was played, the single-handed worst thing you could do is turn the ball over.
Mhm.
Because they were not scoring offensively.
No, that I mean, you had a 6-point swing at the end of the half.
So I don't care if you would have chucked it 3 times out of bounds and punted it. The way that game was played, you would have been in the game.
That's the thing that's kind of annoyed me about this year too, is it does feel like the offense has taken a step back,
No,
just
not-
from a function standpoint.
Not the offense, the offensive line.
I mean, the offensive line had its holes last year too.
Yeah, but they were able to run the ball.
Yeah, they
So
were.
they-
That's completely disappeared.
You know why?
Hmm?
Because the second the ball is snapped, there's defensive linemen in the backfield.
Eichenberg.
I mean, I tell you, hugs across America.
Go from $100 million guard to Eichenberg.
Sounds like
And laughed it off.
We'll be all right. Eichenberg will get it handled.
Seems like you guys are.
we
Eichenberg
used to go to the restaurant and eat filet. Now we're doing Uber Eats.
Eichenberg's he tried to do his move yesterday where he gets a penalty. Nah, they caught him. They're like, nice try, Eichenberg. Because now the book's out on him. Dirty player. He's new incognito.
Not dirty if he can hug. Like, Yeah. Yeah. Remember how much you guys complained about Robert Hunt?
We didn't complain about
Robert Hunt. Never complained about him.
Okay.
Never complained about him.
All right.
The only
It
thing
just seems like
there's literally one thing you could complain about,
here's
and that
what I
is
would
that
say.
he thought he was a running
Here's
back.
what
one
I would
time.
say. One of the problems with this team is they go about their business thinking that it's easy to replace some of the guys that you had that were valuable.
Mhm.
Right? So you think of offensive line, you think of pass rushers, right? And it's hard for me to say anything about the defense because they've kept you in it. But that offensive line, to just shrug your shoulders and say, yeah, we got this, when it's one of the hardest units to keep consistent. Yeah, but with all that being said, again, you can't just turn the ball over and shrug your shoulders or take responsibility and say, yeah, we need to work on that. And that's on me. Like you
I mean, they were backbreakers too. Like they
Right.
were like you're just leaving, you're giving them points.
right. Or one time,
it was a
if you would
6-point
have
swing.
just took a knee 3 times and kicked the field goal.
You would have been in a better spot.
Right.
You know, you would have been down 1, instead you were down a touchdown.
I think sometimes
By the way, hey, shout out to Achan. That was a hell of a chase
Right,
down.
yeah.
That was good. I wish I saw you run like that on offense, but you know,
can't
you got
get
nobody to
started.
block for you.
You can't get started. So, like, I just think some of the things that a leader does is understand where the game is and play the game in front of you. Sometimes players go into a game and try so much to prove that they belong there or that they're worthy that they sometimes don't play do the small take risks that you probably should be taking. And I think from that standpoint, besides the 2 times he got fooled, that happened. And I explained that in the beginning. I saw it coming. I'm like, see that guy in the middle of the field. He could have had 5 turnovers.
The child never expects the jack in the box to pop out, dude.
Wow. That was interesting.
Stop acting like we dealing with Confucius
That
over here,
was
you idiot.
interesting.
What would Socrates say to that?
You know what I'm saying, though, right? I mean, you'd think they would know because it's dun, 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 dun. That's like
No,
when
they don't know if they've never seen a Jack in the Box. Now,
oh no, the safety was waiting.
That's not even the safety. That's like an extra guy, right?
Whatever, dude.
I know.
What did you call him? The robber?
The robber.
That's what it's called.
I've never heard of that.
You never heard of that?
I've heard of the spy. I never heard of the robber.
Spire is just spying on the quarterback. The robber's in the middle of the field reading the quarterback's eyes.
Well, I feel robbed of my happiness.
Yeah, we all felt like that.
Take a break. Back after this. All right, welcome back, everybody. Tobin and Leroy here with you, 560 WQAM. It's a Monday Rewind brought to you in part by your South Florida Chevy dealers. You're looking for more power, capability, and technology with Chevy trucks. You're ready for anything Chevrolet. Together, let's drive. Miami Dolphins. It's a wound-licking Monday. You know, trying to. How are you feeling today, Froggy? How are you feeling? You know, you haven't expressed yourself very much today. I'm worried about you. I don't like it all bottled up inside.
Yeah, so my heart hurts. I think that's really what it is. Not because the Dolphins are just as mediocre as they have been for 25 years, and not because we had another underwhelming performance when we needed it most.
Mm-hmm.
The problem is I really believe this year.
Really?
I really thought this was going to be a good year. I really believed it. I thought all the excuses were out of the way. The team had the chemistry. The team had the talent. Sure, we had a drop off of potentially Christian Wilkins leaving and a couple injuries here and there, but it was not nearly the season that we've wanted. And we've had times where we struggled to find a good part. And unfortunately, the only good thing about this season has been Zach Sealer, Calais Campbell, and potentially Chop Robinson.
Robinson's been good.
He's been doing better as well.
Like, it's honestly, if you wanted to draw up all the worries, like if any Dolphins skeptic was pointing at them into the year, every one of those worries has really come true. Still can't be good teams. Still can't win on the road.
Can't win in the cold.
Tua got hurt with a crazy head injury.
Yep.
Tyreek Hill, maybe he's taking a step back. Maybe.
I think
like,
he's injured, dude.
Like what part of that is like teams are going out of their way to eliminate Tyreek Hill? Out of their way.
You tell me.
I mean, yeah, that's why Waddle was having some good games. Now that's why Jonnu Smith is. That's why, like, the success or failure of your team can't be based on one guy. It can't be. And we've seen other guys have some success.
But the offense was better when it was just one guy last year. Like, it was just better.
That's what I was thinking. Yeah. Like, we obviously know people are going to double down on Tyreek, so we try to get a step ahead of them. And we're like, all right, well, we're going to utilize Jonnu.
Sometimes you just got to go with your horse.
That's what I'm thinking. Like, if we're using Jalen Waddle and Tyreek Hill as like decoys, like Tyreek Hill is the most expensive blocker I've seen all year in regards to like this guy is blocking so much. He went.
I thought that was a BS holding call on him. By the way,
that was a BS holding call. Dude.
That was a BS holding call on him.
Come on, there's like you got to give.
But I wish you would have held that good onto the football at the end of the game.
Oh, speaking of holding, hold on to the ball, sir.
I mean, you ever thought maybe he can't?
I think he's injured.
The wrist.
I think he's injured.
Yeah, possibly.
That wrist is probably still bad. But
Raheem Mostert goes from record breaking to out of the rotation, basically.
That's O-line.
Raheem Leastert.
Is it O-line? Is it also an injury too?
Yeah, age, injury.
Could be.
O-line.
Could be.
Was a touchdown merchant last year, really.
They don't score at all in the red zone.
There's no merchants on this team.
Yeah.
No merchants.
Other than Eichenberg being a holding merchant.
Oh my goodness.
Our special teams has been horrendous. We still struggle on 3rd and 1.
I got to tell you, dude, right now.
Yeah.
If this Danny Crossman comes back next year,
that's crazy.
I'm gonna have a problem with him.
I'm surprised nobody fired him today. Everyone was.
I don't understand it. They're not good
at
anything on special teams.
No, nothing.
What is he teaching them?
There's been one good play, and it was Malik Washington's like 40-yard return against the Jets.
Right, and that was after him blowing the game.
Exactly, absolutely. So there's been nothing good across the board, unfortunately.
Hey, 560. Who are you firing? You hear me?
Yeah, no, hey, I'm sorry I'm late, bro. I was on a cherry picker, bro. I had no time to call in. This is the only time I have to call in.
Oh, wow.
So can I call in?
You have called in. You're on the air.
You're on there already.
Okay, all right. Okay, somebody needs to bring me Hockman, and I want his gallon of McRib sauce on a platter today, bro. Okay? I never want to hear that guy compare Tua to Dan Marino. Not even on the last game at Jayville did Dan Marino play that horrible, bro. So I need a body, bro. The streets need a body. We're not getting a body because the media is protecting the bodies. I need Mark Hockman and that gallon of McRib sauce. No Diddy, bro. ASAP.
Wow.
I like his
Do they take calls on that show?
Thank you.
Hey, see ya.
Yeah, I think they do.
Well, save him that call. Let him know.
No, 100%.
Save him that call. Let the boys know.
People are mad. He also was in a fierce debate between Tua and Joe Burrow this last week.
I saw that too. And you know what? He's got to stop doing that. He just does. That just is what it is. By the way, the rest of our headlines brought to you by Doral Hyundai. Doral Hyundai, choose one with 1,300 new Hyundai miles in inventory like Tucson, Sonata, and Palisade. Remember, when it comes to Hyundai, the great deals are at Doral Hyundai. Panthers back on the ice tonight against the Stanley Cup Final rematch losers, Edmonton Oilers, and that con artist winner, McDavid. 8:30 puck drop.
Boom.
AM 790. Heat back on the hardwood tonight against the Pistons at 7. 5:45 is preheat.
Right.
And the Hurricanes, the basketball team, they snapped their 7-game losing streak.
Look at that.
Beat Presbyterian.
Okay.
94-75.
What? That team only eats fish?
That's a point. Back after this. What did he do?
Well, so
He finally
for a
showed
Christmas present.
He finally showed him where he buys
And he
his
sold me
shoes.
shoes, and then he immediately came with 17 caution signs.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm
like buying shoes online sometimes sketchy.
And then he goes,
haven't we told you?
He goes, you might be better just going with where I was already looking.
Footlocker.com.
Why? Like you were going to take advice on where to get shoes from?
No,
him?
he just
Yes.
volunteered it.
He sent him
No,
the,
look,
the morgue.
The
where
Clever
he-
Oak Cemetery has great selection. You just gotta
Morgueshoes.com. That's where Marcos buys his shoes from.
bring your shovel and you'll be good to go.
But like,
Oh my God.
I don't want to get shoes that need to be resuscitated.
Yeah.
And then, I asked him, I said, hey, I was going to get these shoes. He goes, little.
Buying shoes from the dead, Marcos, is a real gamble. Like I think when you do that, don't you worry about like spirits and stuff like that?
I
Like,
don't
you know-
buy them anymore. I just take them. They don't need them.
What do you
these
got?
look cool right here.
Got these bad boys. I'm
Who,
so
Off
who-
where?
off of Fresh Corpse. This one.
Oh, that's so
Fresh Corpse.
These look cool.
Nah, I got a police scanner on my phone now. Anytime I hear something going on.
All right, I'm getting these.
Let's can we get a weather update, Leroy, from the Demesman and Dover Law
Sure
Firm?
can.
YourAccidentAttorneys.com. Free consultations 24/7. Call them at 866-954-MORE.
Man, this weekend I had to golf with a damn rock in my pocket. It was
Oh,
windy.
very windy. Yeah.
Windy.
Goodness.
Does that affect your golf game?
Yes.
Mm.
Oh my goodness.
Not me.
Are you kidding me? What do you think a little ball gonna do blowing in a 25-mile-an-hour wind?
I don't know. Usually I'm bad anyway, so it doesn't affect me much.
Oh no, it blew that ball all over the place. It is a lot warmer though, because the winds look like they're coming out of the southeast.
Mm.
Still humming pretty good at about 15 plus miles an hour. And it's quite warmer. So I'm saying it's about 80, 81 degrees. But it's been raining on and off. You've been getting a lot of these showers. So hell, look out for some more showers later on this evening.
Mm.
There you go. How do you do, Froggy?
It is currently, I'm sorry, I didn't hear where he said the winds were coming out of, but it is currently 79 degrees.
Look at them.
Partly cloudy, wind east northeast. 16
That's
miles
southeast
per
though.
hour.
Look out there. They're coming this way, like almost right over our head.
Yeah,
Crosswinds.
I don't trust them. A lot of rain and thunder for the next couple days, apparently.
Yeah, that warm air. That's thunder.
Rain, thunder, showers, and then sometime around Christmas we'll be cooling down again.
There we go.
All right.
That wind really got to Jason Sanders yesterday.
Don't
Dude,
talk about that man.
Wasn't it a
Can
dome?
you JFig,
Yes.
just give him everything you got. You mean you
Yeah,
really
come on,
unloaded
Open
on
up.
this guy.
Open
yesterday.
up,
You
JFig.
hated
I,
him.
I feel like
Say what you want to say about. Say what you want to say. Call him a fat cat
Let it out.
but I don't understand how the guy, he made what, a 55-yarder?
with ease.
With ease.
Does anyone understand what that man does? No.
Oh, I don't
Wow.
understand.
He lets us down when we need him the most,
That's
okay?
true. That is true. You let him know.
I gotta tell you,
We're behind you.
Jennifer,
Yeah, I'm sorry.
these Dolphins even
Been
got her
weekend.
going.
She's just very furious.
Yes.
It's been a week.
Did
I'm sorry.
you threaten for him to wet himself yesterday?
That's right. No, actually, I think I'd
No,
like
no, no.
to.
I threatened for him to drink his own pee.
Yes, because he was stranded in the desert.
Because I'm
apparently.
gonna send him
Yes.
to a very abandoned field.
Yeah, she kind of pulled a sending them to the Yotes last when
Yeah, but the
Tobin-
problem is that they didn't win.
Yeah.
When Tobin sent somebody to the Yotes, they won. Oh, you're double. Look at that.
I look good in that camera.
One shirt looks black and the other one looks brown.
Well, see, because the light from that terrible window and this awful camera.
Are they different?
Really? You're the only
it's
one
awful.
complains about the lighting. What do we? We're not.
Do you
We're
not
not on
see the difference? Do
ESPN.
you not see the difference?
We're not on
Okay?
ESPN.
There's give me things that
The
work,
bottom right
okay?
one. That's you
The
like that
bottom
light.
right one. No, I can't stand that one. I like
Oh really?
this one.
You the other one makes you look like you're
Like me in
like-
real life. That's how I look
like Morticia.
Wow.
Like just black and white and just gloomy. Look, no sun,
You're
no
saying like
light.
that's a problem.
Huh?
You're saying like that's a problem.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
she's,
what you want to.
She's goth. She likes Morticia. That's,
Yeah.
I love Morticia.
it's one of the
Really?
idols.
I was actually watching Wednesday yesterday.
Wednesday.
but it was Sunday.
Marcos?
Show
Thank
you.
you.
I'm aware of the days, okay?
Thank you. Thank
Minus
you.
one to yourself.
That's fair. That's fair. I will accept that.
False alarm.
I will accept
Minus
Oh.
one.
Do you need me to go? Of course, as long as it's not Jason Sanders.
Well, one of you, Jay.
I don't understand. So she threatened to drink it?
Yes. No,
Right.
but
She
this is
stranded-
after.
stranded him.
And wait, this is after she stranded him on the desert.
So like lost.
Yeah.
Like lost.
Yes.
It was a great text. You're welcome.
It was a great text.
It was just out of the blue.
I was surprised. dude.
Right.
He was very mad.
She hates Jason Sanders.
What's crazy is like,
Isn't he gonna be like? He's probably is. Is there ever anybody who's had the longevity that he has will likely go down as one of the most accurate kickers in team history? And
Yep.
and yet nobody trusts him.
Nobody trusts.
Yes.
Nobody trusts.
Isn't
him.
that crazy?
It's weird, right? But I don't.
I don't understand how he's made more consecutive 50-plus yard field goals than he has extra points. He's missed 2 extra points in the same time he's made 6 or 7 50-yarders.
It's like if Kyle Korver couldn't make a layup.
I mean, no, Duncan Robinson.
Yeah, but Duncan can take it, and we've seen Duncan do a lot of things. But unfortunately, Sanders is a one-trick pony. He'll never be Olindo Mare. Olindo Mare. Olindo Mare. My favorite.
It's crazy though, man. Yeah, I never would have imagined we would have been in this position with it when it comes to him. But because I kind of, it was funny, Marcos. I was like getting to the point where I was like, maybe I should trust this bum. And then
Because he won Special Teams Player of the Month.
he
Oh,
did.
doing some
You know,
things.
you figure like, oh, all right. I guess I gotta, I gotta, give props where props is due.
Yeah,
Right.
That's what you do. You're a props giver.
I'm a props giver.
Right.
But it'll, no, apparently not. Apparently not, dude.
He was.
I was a
but we
fool.
thought he was.
I was a fool.
Let him off the hook.
Pretty wild.
Yeah. I mean, of course, he's not necessarily to blame for yesterday's loss, but he sure as hell didn't help, dude.
No, he
sure
did
as hell
not.
did not help.
It's made you nervous because you're like, oh, we're gonna need a conversion too.
Yeah, see, that's the thing, because we were like, I was like, oh my god, 4th down, no way we're gonna get this. Then Tua connects with Jonnu Smith back of the end zone.
That was great.
Which was crazy. That whole thing was because they had 3 points.
Yes.
Took the 3 off the board because it became 4th and 2 and then scored. That was awesome.
That was wild.
That was
And you started to have a little faith, maybe, after all that's gone wrong, after the Jonnu Smith play, this was gonna happen. But nope.
That was an example though of some minor. That's why I think McDaniel's on 3rd on my list in regards to like who I'm most pissed at.
Sanders is number 1.
No,
Grier's
if you
number 1.
listen,
Chris
let me
Grier's
explain something to you. If you're putting any of this on a kicker, you got other problems.
That's fair.
So
I'll be a grown up about
like
that.
again, we can complain about him missing an extra point. Yeah, that's all fine and dandy.
Yeah.
But to say this is on a kicker, no. We can start with the 3 culprits are, and here's what the 3 culprits are: Grier, McDaniel, Tua. That's what you're gonna do.
Yep.
The only reason why
With the side of Eichenberg.
the only reason why Grier is first is because he controls everything.
Been in
What
the
players
longest.
goes out there.
Been in the longest.
And he's been there the longest. But again, I'm just talking about right now. The way you can talk about Mike McDaniel is I just think there's a level of physicality offensively on the line of scrimmage that's missing. And it just looks like
When we talk about like ID, do you think that if he's at the helm, and I like Mike, but if he's at the helm, do you think that's ever going to change? Or do you feel like,
no,
because
yeah.
we talk about D'Amico Ryans, his identity,
physical, you think of Dan Campbell,
like
you think, but here's what I would say.
Tomlin, like, do you feel like a Mike McDaniel team's ever going to be that?
There are coaches who, I mean, Dan Campbell thinks that way, but look at how wide open their offense is, right?
Yeah.
So it can be both ways. When you look
But
at
they throw to a lot of fast.
when you look at San Francisco's wide open like this, but they're very physical up front. They're just banged up. So I'm not saying that I'm always gonna allow for a coach to adjust to what is winning, right? To say a good football coach means you can coach. It doesn't mean that you're a good systems guy.
Yeah.
You see what I mean? So I'm not saying he can't do it, but I'm saying with the guys he currently has, no, because you're either tough or you're not.
Both.
Right? when is, and you could probably put this on Mike. When have you ever looked at this team? And I said there were times where I thought they tried to be more physical and it worked with how they were running the football.
I think the only drive I can remember this year was like that one drive against the Patriots where they like just ran it down their throats with Raheem Mostert and Alec Ingold, and they gave Ingold the touchdown at the end.
Right.
And it was the Patriots. But that's like the only time it comes to mind.
I just think you need to have that needs to be your start. Every team that I see in the NFL that has success, look at what they have. Valid run game. Whereas we talk about how good their quarterback is, but it always starts with the run game. But they had it last year.
Do you feel like even like, because it almost feels like they've even given up like going wide with it too? Like they can't do anything with it.
Well, I would say from week to week, this past week was not a team you want to go wide with. Yeah. That's why they threw the ball out
but
there.
I'm just saying, like overall this season, like that used to be the.
You know why?
That's what I'm asking.
2nd and 14.
Yeah.
Like, okay, if you have success with it 4 times, right? It still kills you on the 5th time being 2nd and 14.
A lot of untimely penalties too.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Which I think it has to go with coaching.
No,
that's discipline.
No, here,
And
let me explain something to you. There's certain penalties, that are discipline, but there's a lot of penalties that happen because you're not good enough to block or compete against the guy across from you.
And penalties were pretty even yesterday.
Yeah.
Penalties were pretty. It was the turnovers that were the killer.
The turnovers.
You're not going to lose it. You're not going to win. You're not going to win. And that's what they've done. Like their whole identity this year has been winning the turnover battle by a lot. But yeah, bums.
Yeah, it sucks. It's unfortunate. I don't know. Here's the problem. I think whatever they decide to do, okay, whatever they decide to do is not going to make people happy.
Yeah, I think
because
unsatisfactory.
In order to do it, you can never do it to where it just seems like you're rebooting. There's nobody who wants that. As bad as fans want change, as bad as fans want change and want things to change, you don't want a redo.
I think for me, what's going to happen is I really don't think anybody's going to get fired other than maybe the special teams coach. But my lipstick on the pig that I think they're going to do is they're going to hand the play calling off to somebody else.
Nope.
That's going to be their move. I'm telling you, dude.
Okay.
No Chris Grier firing, dude?
Nah, I don't think so. Been here too long. That's what I think. I'm not
that's
saying I want that to happen,
no, for sure.
but that's what I think is going to happen. I think their move is going to be take the play calling out of Mike's hands, give it to somebody else, let him run the team, be the head coach, but it's going to be in somebody else's hands.
Here's the deal. Philosophically, right? How you put the team together has to change.
Yeah, agreed.
So,
agreed.
but then
I don't know.
Then
he's just been here too
Are
long.
you gonna change with the same? That never happens.
I don't know.
You know what I mean? Like
well, they got to look at change. They have to.
A coach can change schemes, right? That's very easy to do, but it's hard for a GM to change philosophies. Like when is Jim? Because here, you understand.
Mm-hmm.
If Chris Grier gets on a podium and say we need to do things differently, he's admitting that he was wrong.
Well, you might want to do that. We'll take a break. Back after this. It's Tobin and Leroy here with you, 560 WQAM. Very excited to talk to our next guest. You know, the fight game, Leroy.
A little bit.
This man's, put your mic on, man. Be a professional.
We got people for that.
We're joined in studio by one of the best boxers on the planet, the monster, David Benavidez, is joining us here. David, thanks for the time, man. Good to talk to you again.
Yeah, thank you guys for inviting me, and I really appreciate it.
Well, it's good. It's finally you've been training down in Miami for what, like a year and a half now, 2 years? How long you been down here?
It's been it's almost about to be a year in February. I moved down here. I bought a place out here. I still have my place in Seattle, but because of the cold and the weather over there, I had to give myself something that there's more summer and so more sunlight. So I came over here. It's a beautiful city, and I love it here.
It's always wet there.
Yeah, always.
Like it's always if you get the sun, everybody celebrates. But normally it's gloomy, cloudy, rainy. I remember we used to go play Seattle. It was open.
Yeah.
So it was just miserable.
Yeah, it's a beautiful city, but it's just there's only 2 months out the summer where the sun really comes out every day, and after that it's just gloominess and dark and wet and
we were just talking before we got on the air about a pro athletes trying to box. Have you seen any pro athlete that has come across your parts that's kind of decent, like that's not a boxer but is getting in the gym? You're like, it's kind of decent.
Yeah,
like,
we actually have one of my bros. I don't know exactly what his name is, but he trains at Boxer. What's his name? The football player. He's an NFL player, but he's actually pretty good. He just fought on the Boxer card on 11/11 not too long ago, but he's good. He was an NFL player, but as you know, as far from anybody else, that's really kind of the only other professional athlete that I've seen that's actually pretty good in boxing. But there's not really that much in the sport of boxing.
You're fighting David Morrell coming up on February 1st, pay-per-view, Las Vegas. Hell of a fight, man. Listen, this is not you're not taking an easy one here, which is not your style. You're always usually taking the hardest matchups. What made you get to this matchup against David?
So the way this fight was set up is, I've gotten to a point in my career. I've been professional 11 years now, you know what I mean? And I've won 4 different belts. And my plan was I was the number 1 contender at super middleweight to fight for all the belts against Canelo Alvarez. That didn't happen. So I went up to light heavyweight. I won a belt, this belt that I have right here, the interim title. And I was just looking for the best fight I could possibly make for myself, because at the end of the day, I have something to prove, not only to the world, but to myself, that I am the best in the world. And the only other person that was there, besides Bivol and Beterbiev, but is David Morrell. So that was the best fight that I seen. Not the easiest fight. It's probably the toughest fight besides Beterbiev and Bivol. But I said, hey, I believe in my skills. I know that I'm the best in the world, and I want to prove myself on the big stage to all my people. And this fight, we made the fight happen. T-Mobile Arena, February 1st, and it's going to be a great night of boxing.
You guys got after that press conference. It seemed like there was not a lot of love lost already between you guys. Is that right off the bat? Was there something beforehand? Because it seemed pretty vicious between you guys when it came to the war of words early on.
Oh, because the only reason that happened is because at the end of the day, this is a great fighter, and he's trying to go in there and knock me out. You know what I mean? So he had a couple words for me saying that I was running from him, this and that. And, I kind of had to test his temperature and let him know that I'm going to be here all night and I'm not going to be running from nobody. And then by the time this fight is finished, he's going to know who the best fighter, who the best David is. And that's kind of what I showed him. That was, I was just trying to check his temperature real quick.
How is it, because like the thing over the last few years is there's been a lot of fights that should have been made. You are willing to do that. You have the belt. You're willing to go ahead on and put yourself out there and fight who's available. Does it bother you that there's some guys that pick and choose and don't want to test whether they're the best or not? They just they don't want to have these big fights.
To be honest with you, the only thing that bothers me is that the person that was doing that is Canelo. And he's, it's not even about him. I don't care what he does, but he was kind of blocking my chance to achieve greatness, going up against the 4 titles. I mean, I know there's a lot of other people in boxing that do that, but, it's not really my business. But, that's the one I did have a problem with, Canelo Alvarez. And, I think now, since Floyd Mayweather, his era came, I think everybody's now is more about protecting their O. And, if the money isn't right, they're not going to take the chance.
I got you.
But for me, I feel like if you want to get the money right, you got to go through the hardest fights. You got to show the people what you're really made of. And this is what I'm doing with this fight. Every fight that I've taken, they've been hard competitive fights, where it looks like it's 50-50. But I go in there and I do my thing and I show the people why I'm the best in the world.
And the thing that was crazy, but I remember talking to you about this with Vegas because you didn't want to wait around. You want to make your own path. But like, there's probably 2 fights that people really want to see Canelo fight. It's either against you or it's against Terrence Crawford. And it's like, he comes out, it's like, all right, it's nothing. It's no disrespect to Edgar Berlanga, who's a fine fighter, but like, I think as the fans know, like, we know who we want to see. So like, when that was the fight made, you're like, did you like eye roll at it? Like, were you like, this is really where it's going?
Well, you know what I mean? I wouldn't have had a problem with that fight if Edgar Berlanga would have went out there and really put everything out on the line. He didn't do shit. No, I'm sorry. I mean to say.
It's all right,
he didn't do anything. You know, It was just defense the whole fight, not trying to get knocked out. So it's like when you get an opportunity like that, like, come on, bro. Like,
go after it. Go get it.
Everybody's paying high amounts, like $100, $90 for this pay-per-view for you to not even give everything you got in there. You know what I mean? So that's what I feel like. That's why Canelo has been avoiding me, because he knows I'm not, I'm going in there, I'm putting everything in that ring. I'm not leaving nothing to chance. And I'm putting, I'm working my ass off. And I know I have 100% confidence in myself. And I know whoever I get in the ring with, I'm going to end up winning. You know what I mean? So the people that Canelo is picking, we all know they're not the best. There's only one guy that everybody wants to see Canelo fight, and that's me. And, it's kind of unfortunate that that's not happening. But, there's still other great fighters. I always told people that what happens when you don't get a Canelo fight or you get the Canelo fight? Wait, is your career over? Right. You know what I mean? You still have to make your own path. You still have to, show the people why you were great. And I feel like my career, if I never get the Canelo fight, it's fine with me. My destiny is chasing greatness.
This fight against Morrell, he's a guy who has finished a lot of fights early. You're a guy, like, you do a lot of your finishing late. Like, you're a storm late in fights. How do you feel like that's going to play into your advantage? Because I don't feel like he's been in there with anybody who can bring it that long through a fight like you.
That's the difference between me and him. He's fought against people that are not really good. That's why he finishes them early. I fought with people that are experienced veterans in the ring, and I finish them late. So that it's going to be, my experience versus, his him just trying to go in there, trying to score a quick knockout or whatever it is that his game plan is. I don't really know what he's going to try to do. But I'm 100% focused, and I know that this fight is not going to be easy. It's probably going to end in the later rounds. So my plan is to go in there and drown them in the deep waters.
And then, do you have your eye on? Beterbiev and Bivol are going to rematch.
Yeah.
First of all, what did you think of the first fight? Because a lot of people thought Beterbiev got the generous rub there, keeping his belt. So what did you think of the first fight? Did you think Bivol won?
I absolutely think Bivol won. I think, as for combination wise and ring generalship, Bivol had it. I think maybe Beterbiev stole some of the later rounds, but I think it was clear victory on my part from Bivol. So I'm thinking he's going to win again. To be honest with you, I feel like if he goes in there, he looks a little bit, he does the same game plan. I think he might take the victory this time, because I thought he took it for sure the first time.
I mean, that would be a hell of a feather in your cap, though, David. Like, if you got that matchup down the road, that's the latest Canelo loss that everybody looks at, and they're like, man, Bivol pieced him up. If you were to go in there and beat Bivol, stop him, whatever that is, take the belt from him and become undisputed, that's kind of like your checkmate move.
Yeah, and I would definitely beat Bivol. I used to spar him back then, and we had some amazing spar sessions, but I always got the better of him. And the last time I sparred him, I was 21, 22 years old. Now I'm more experienced. I turned 28 tomorrow, so I'm coming into my prime. And, I'm just a more focused and more hungrier fighter than I was when I was 22. So I know this David Benavidez will walk through Dimitri Bivol.
How so are there any things for this fight? Are you training differently? Like, this is another run at 175. You won the belt in June. How did you like, first of all, just going up to 175 after starving yourself to 168 all those years?
Yeah, so my performance, the way I rate my performance, a lot of people didn't know, but I had a lot of injuries going into this fight. 7 weeks left to the fight. I had torn a ligament, tendon. Yeah, it was ligament or tendon. It was pretty severe injury. They said I needed 7 weeks to recover from that. I'm like, well, I don't got that. So I'm gonna go ahead and use I'm gonna go ahead and just use my left hand. Hopefully by the time the fight gets there, this one's gonna be recovered. So I'm throwing jab, for like 2 weeks. I think there's 5 weeks left to the fight. I throw an uppercut and I hit the guy in the top of his head right here. So I actually fractured that. I couldn't even use that either. That hurt a lot. So then I'm like, well, I'm not going to cancel the fight anyway. So I'm going to just give it a couple times. I'll give it some time to heal up. 2 weeks later, I'm sparring in there again, and in the 12th round, it was probably the only 12 round sparring session I did with three different people. In the last round, I go back to the corner and I get cut in my eye. I get 13 stitches.
Oof.
So there, I was like, man, I mean, I was really torn up. I'm like, man, I don't know what to do. You know what I mean? Because I have this injury, I have a cut, and then but because the fans mean so much to me, I knew this was a big deal to the people boxing and to the people PBC. Gervonta Davis,
there's a monster card
headline, and then I'm co-main event. You know, we really don't get big cards like that on the PBC side. So I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna just go in there, and I'm gonna pray for the best. I'm gonna pray that my hands are healthy. Everything. I mean, the stamina is there. Everything is there. So I'm gonna just go on with the fight. And I kid you not, in the dressing room, I'm doing mitts. I feel the hand swelling up. I feel this hurt. So I'm already kind of nervous, but I went in there, man. I did a great job. I think I won eight or nine rounds against a veteran. He was a silver medalist in the Olympics, and he was a unified champion too in light heavyweight.
He's only lost besides you. Beterbiev.
Yeah, it's a Beterbiev. So he's a great fighter. You know what I mean? So I learned a lot from that fight. I learned that I have so much heart. You know what I mean? And nothing's gonna stop me. But now with this fight, it's completely different because I don't have no injuries. You know what I mean? My hands are 100% healed, and I feel like with this fight, I'm definitely going to be able to put some weight on my punches. And I'm not, when you have two injured hands, you can't really punch at 100%. So now this one, I'm 100%. I feel great. I feel confident, and I can't wait to go in there perform for the fans.
Having to wait 6 months too to get back after it, that's got to be such as a pro athlete. I tell Leroy's a week you got to wait in a football game. That's crazy. But having to wait that many times to get back in there and feel like, all right, now I feel like I'm at peak. Is that a hard thing mentally for you?
Yeah, kind of, because when I had to take 3 months off from my hands.
That's what I'm saying. It probably helped you because you can say, okay, I got through that. Let's sit back and heal.
Yeah.
Let's heal before we get back into it. So you said you the 3 months.
But the type of person I am, I only like taking a couple weeks off after my fight, and then I go back into the gym. So when I went back into the gym, I'm like, man, the hand should be good. Let me just
you did it again.
Hit that right hand. I'm like, I gotta go check it up. And they told me you can't do nothing for 3 months. He's all, if you want to keep having injuries and you keep training, he's all, you can't do nothing for 3 months. So I was running and stuff. I still stayed in the gym, but now I'm 100% healed up, and I'm very excited, very happy. My father, Jose Benavidez, my whole team Benavidez. I'm training with my strength and conditioning trainer, Memo Heredia, again. So, man, I'm very excited.
Is there something about David Morrell? What is the number one thing you guys are worried about that he brings to the table?
I ain't worried about nothing. I ain't worried about nothing. But as of me being smart, and I got to use all my skills. I got to use my head movement. I got to use my distance. I got to use my cutting the distance. I got to use the ring generalship, body shots. I got to use everything. Basically, I gotta pull all my tools out of the tool bag and use them all that night. But David Morrell, I said, I never took nothing away from him. He looks like he has he has a lot of KO percentage. He has power. He has speed. But I feel like what I have in there, I have so much experience. I've been boxing since I was 2 years old, so I have 26 years boxing, you know what I mean? And then I've sparred the best since I was a little kid, and I fought great fighters. I've been at this level, a couple more times than he has. So I'm going to use all that to my advantage come February 1st.
Your brother boxed. I wanted this with your dad here. How many fights do you have to break up between you and your brothers? How often does this happen? Is this happening from the time you guys are in the sandbox, immediately?
So my brother back then, I never tried to fight him because he would always beat me up. But then once we got to 14, 15, I started sparring him, and then we started having that little rivalry. But as of tough love, we never had tough love. I've always respected my brother a lot. That's the only reason why I boxed, because I wanted to be like my brother. So as of me fighting him all the time, there was no animosity. There was just real mutual respect from both.
Challenge.
Yeah,
I get you the challenge. Come on, dude. Got you. I got you now. Yeah. You can't mess with you now. Now you're like, bruh.
There's a big matchup coming this week. Tyson Fury, Usyk. What do you think happens in the rematch?
To be honest with you, I think if Tyson Fury remains focused, I don't think he wins. but I think Usyk still beats him. I think it's going to be a more competitive fight. I think the only reason why Usyk, I'm sorry. Usyk, he has to just keep doing his game plan, boxing, cutting the angles, and, looking for that overhand left. You know what I mean? I think if Tyson Fury stays more disciplined and doesn't fool around, it might be a closer fight, but I still got Usyk 100%.
What makes him so good, man? Because he's in there with a bunch of dudes bigger than him,
It's
but like
just-
he's so like he doesn't seem like he gets rattled by anything. Like when you watch him as a fellow champion, what makes Usyk so damn good?
The number one thing that makes Usyk the best fight in the world, in my opinion, is his heart. He's in there with giant, bro. Usyk is not even that much bigger than me. He's like
Right.
this much bigger than me. He's not buff. He's not none of that. But his movement, his skill, his IQ, you know what I
Right.
mean? That just sets him apart for some, and his experience. I
Right.
think he has like 2 gold medals or something like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And he's fought the best. He's fought heavy hitters. He's fought everything. So his experience and his IQ and his heart just sets him apart from everybody.
If Canelo does end up fighting Terrence Crawford, there's some rumblings about that. Do you feel like that's an easy fight for Canelo? Do you feel like Terrence Crawford wins that fight? Like, what do you make of that if that does go down?
To be honest with you, it's like one of those, like, I wouldn't be surprised if, I wouldn't be surprised if Terrence Crawford gives him a great fight, and I wouldn't be surprised if Canelo beats him easy. You know what I mean? Because Terrence Crawford is a great fighter, but he's coming up from, his last fight was at 154, and it was a super tough fight.
Yeah.
So imagine he's going up 2 more weight classes.
168.
At 168. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's weight classes for a reason, but I mean, Terrence Crawford, he's a great fighter, so he could definitely make it a great fight. But like I said, I wouldn't be surprised if it's not a hard fight for Canelo.
So you mentioned you think Morrell it ends, and like you envision like after 6th round, you think you're gonna wilt him. Like is that what is in your mind, or like how do you this fight plays out in your mind against David Morrell? He's got nothing for you. Like what do you think? When do you beat him?
To be honest with you, the way I think of this fight in my mind, I think of it that I gotta, establish my game plan and stay consistent in my game plan. I don't, in no way in this, no time in this fight, I think it's gonna be an easy fight. But if I establish my game plan, and do the stuff that I know I could do, I will make it easy. You know what I mean? But I gotta remain focused in there. I can't mess around. I gotta do everything I know how to do, and just follow the game plan and follow my dad's instructions. And that's always worked for me, and it's always made the fights that much easier. But I gotta stay 100% focused the whole fight.
David Benavidez, go buy his fight against David Morrell in Vegas, February 1st, live on pay-per-view. Always appreciate the time, man. Thanks so much.
Yeah, thank you.
Thanks, man.
All
Appreciate
right,
it.
we'll take a break, get back into that Dolphin if we have to. That Dolphins loss from yesterday. Take a break, back after this. Tobin and Leroy here with you, 560 WQAM.
I knew you were going to do it.
What did I do?
You know what you did.
I didn't do anything.
You make everybody curse.
I can't help it if people feel relaxed around us.
No, it's not.
You're an instigator,
dude.
He realized it immediately, though.
Can I just tell you?
Yeah, no, professionalism.
He doesn't have any questions.
Yeah.
But on this pad, he goes, question to get Boxer riled up. And he has that written on the pad. I'm telling you, dude, every time.
Guilty.
Every time. I mean, listen, DC is one of the coolest guys, Daniel Cormier, the coolest guys in the world. He knew the Saints had a tragic loss.
Yeah, that was tough.
When the guy, it was just a
Minnesota? Was that the Minnesota?
No, it's just a blatant
the
penalty.
Rams? Was it the Rams or the Minnesota? I always forget that.
I can't remember. So, naturally, we talked about John Jones. He was cool. We talked about everything. How about that flag on the New Orleans Saints? And he lost it. A professional. He has the question all the time. Why do you do that?
That call was so bad. Remember, they tried to challenge pass interference the next year the whole time.
Right.
Yeah. That was a terrible idea.
Did you see, speaking of DC?
Thanks again, by the way, to David Benavidez for stopping by.
He's fun.
Very nice as well. DC and John Jones, I thought they put their differences aside. John Jones hung a picture of DC in his house of DC crying.
He did. Did do that. He did do that. Headlines are brought to you by Doral Hyundai. Doral Hyundai, choose from over 1,300 new Hyundai miles in inventory like the Tucson, the Sonata, and the Palisade. Remember, when it comes to Hyundai, the great deals are at Doral Hyundai. Let's hear from the Dolphins. Mike McDaniel.
Do we?
Yeah, we haven't heard from him all day. We've been doing all the yelling. Let's have you, Mike, answer for your crimes.
Can I just out of curiosity?
Yeah.
Like, isn't it hard to give answers now?
Because I gotta watch the film.
No, but I'm just saying. Like, it doesn't, like, there's really nothing they could tell you to make you feel better.
Oh, you're
They're
right.
out of the playoffs. They lost a stinker. There were a lot of turnovers, right? It wasn't that good of a game. What could he possibly say to you other than, like,
You ever want to hear an explanation just so you can get more mad?
right? But that's right.
No.
Here, I don't know what the hell.
That's not true.
I don't know. Oh, wait. You know, the female saying, just tell me you did it. It'll be okay.
Yeah. Sure.
Yeah.
I'm going to fall for that.
Stop lying. We know we're
Tell
on.
me I
TV.
won't get mad.
Yeah. So, but here's the deal. The fact that you want to hear him answer a question just so you can get more irate at the situation, not even at Mike McDaniel, but at the situation and the circumstance your team is in, right? So go ahead, play a question. And
I mean, we don't have to play it. We don't have to play it.
Play it. Listen, I'm gonna pay attention to the chat.
This is,
and let's see how quick the
you don't
chat.
know. People can be very reasonable.
Baloney.
Mike McDaniel, this was his message to the team.
Yeah, I think that's something that will be the tonality that I'll capture tomorrow. To me, you know, I my message to the team was not to run from how
what does that even mean?
It's terrible. It was a game that we thought we were ready to go win, and we weren't. And so we'll approach that tomorrow. But what I do know is we had a team that fought tooth and nail to the very end. We have a team that loves football, that's very prideful, and so there's 3 games left with paid attendance, and we'll turn to that page tomorrow. Right now, that's I think guys are still trying to absorb the outcome.
You know what it is?
Yeah.
Let me tell you what a Mike McDaniel presser is.
Please.
Answering a Mike McDaniel answer is like you getting up in the middle of the night to go and take a leak. And then you take your leak But then you have the little trickle at the end. So you shake a couple of times. That's the last 4 sentences, right? He just won't stop.
I won't allow him to sit here and say they fought tooth and nail.
There you go. See, you just want him to say
No, I'm just saying that.
So you
can say a lot of things.
Yes, wait.
I liked a lot of what he said, but you want to know something, dude? Don't tell me you fought tooth and nail. Tooth and nail.
You know, if question, and I'm curious to this, do you think that because you lost means you didn't try or didn't give maximum effort? Right? Because you're associating loss with not trying.
Did they try their best? I'm not sure.
I would say they weren't their best, but they tried their best. 2 different things.
Tooth and nail.
I don't like, again, for me, a lot of mistakes on the football field happen because you're not better than the guy across from you. You see what I mean?
Sure.
So
I agree. I think that for sure the Texans defense is better than the Dolphins offense.
Offensive line.
It seemed like that secondary had the receivers number 2, dude.
Right. And secondly, I was looking at the chat.
Yep.
But the first damn message came from JFig. So when I read it,
You read out loud.
I read it out loud. Then I realized that it was you.
What about Sexy Sauce saying, "I'm sick of this nerd"?
That's if listen, those comments would be relevant if you wouldn't have played. We wouldn't hear that. We know.
Are you sick of him, Jay?
Like, here's the problem.
Should be coaching the Marlins.
Can I put yourself in? Can I put yourself in his position? You feel like you have to say something, but nothing you're going to say is good enough.
I want answers.
Not,
and I don't want
did you
lies.
Even just hear what I said?
Tooth and nail.
Did you just hear what I said?
And what does that even mean? There's 3 games left with paid attendance. Oh, so you guys are forced to show up? So you're saying if you didn't have to show up, you wouldn't show up. You're obligated to show up.
What did he mean by that?
What do you mean by that, dude? What did he mean by that?
Here it is. I called this.
How about you just answer for your crimes?
Yeah.
Where's my fun offense? You ruined Kevin Harlan.
Yeah.
I used to be able to tune in, and Kevin Harlan was excited about Bob Fachita. What do I got now? Kevin Harlan being like, oh no. That's all he's doing.
Oh no.
Kevin Harlan's out here all upset. He used to be, you know how much Kevin Harlan used to look forward to Dolphins games, and you ruined that. McDaniel.
He hasn't been the same since Tua's injury. And
Ready? I'm sick
I
of this
miss that
nerd.
guy.
True.
Two out there looking like Daniel Jones. What was he talking about? McDaniel is Nostradamus. And then I got to be careful because JFig, like, McDaniel and Mafia game wouldn't learn when to shut up.
There's Classic Rules who also says tonality, a system or arrangement of 7 tones built into a tonic key, and an arrangement of all the tones and chords in composition in relation to a tonic.
Oh.
Thank you.
Like a gin and tonic?
I need a gin and tonic.
I have to watch that game. I just need gin.
You know, I need to get a new sad drink because I ran out of my tequila.
Then here, Leroy
thought you
doing
did.
everything possible not to hear folks saying Tua during who you're firing is hilarious.
Yeah, why are you
That's
protecting
not-
him, Leroy?
Uh-oh.
I'm sorry that I'm the only one that thinks of all the ramifications of these decisions, right? Oh, you want to get rid of Tua? Oh, you want to get rid of Waddle? You want to Tyreek? You want to try to get something for him? Okay, that means you're going to eat about $80 or $90 million. So what do you think your team's going to look like with $80 or $1 million playing for someone else? Just curious.
Can I hear from Tua? Maybe he'll make me feel better.
Maybe.
You think Tua will make you feel better?
Let's try it out.
Plain and simple, just my fault. I got to protect the ball. I got to play better ball for our guys, especially in a situation where the team's counting on me to go and drive our offense down to potentially tie the game up. And that's not what I did. And, that's not how you win games in this league. Very disappointed with how I played today and with how I conducted myself on the field with our guys, with our team. I just need to be better in all aspects with that.
He's lucky. He's adorable.
No, like what can you say to somebody that takes full responsibility without leaving anything out?
That was really responsible of him.
Right. No, I'm saying, what do you say? He knows it.
I don't know, man. When I would mess up and like my report card would be bad, I'd be like, "I'm sorry, mom and dad. I just really
Oh
wasn't
no,
locked in."
no.
I still
I
got
would
beat.
hide it, and I would give it
Okay.
to my parents to sign as soon as I was about to get out of the car, and then I had no time to be yelled at, and I left.
Sneaky
Jennifer.
Tobin probably had a stamp.
I got good grades.
Yes, but when I messed up and I had one bad grade, that's
Oh.
Well,
that's
I
when
got in
knew
trouble
it.
because I
I was
dissect
a
a
good
frog.
student.
You wouldn't dissect a frog? I appreciate that.
Why?
I
I
respect
did that. I
I'm not
dissected a
touching-
What do
frog.
you mean you did that?
What grade was that? 7th?
No, high school.
And a
Really?
shark. I did a shark.
I
also.
respect that, Leroy.
I'm not touching that thing.
Owl pellet? You do an owl pellet?
An owl
No,
pellet?
we did a pig, and then one of the pigs was pregnant, and we saw the baby. It was really weird. It was gross.
Extra bacon.
Pigs only have one baby?
Well, we saw one baby.
Okay.
They say pigs breed like mother leapers. These hogs are taking over the Everglades because they're so horny.
There's no alligators doing their job, or are they just overwhelmed?
That's what they thought. They thought, I mean, how many pigs can an alligator eat? Can't keep up with it, and they're aggressive.
The pigs?
Oh
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Boar,
Pig
yeah,
will mess you up.
Yeah. They have those little horns right there. They're
Mhm.
I heard you can you're
kind of
like
like Dre.
you can kill a boar at like any day, any point. There's no like season you have to wait for. And
No, they're invasive. I think they want you to take out as many hogs as
Same
possible.
thing with snakes.
Wow. You hear that, Miami? Take out a hog.
What is wrong?
I'm so sorry.
And if you take it out,
All right.
I'm just like,
What if out of nowhere, when I sent Jason Sanders off to that abandoned field, a hog just comes and starts chasing him around the entire field?
He could probably kick him and kill him. He got a strong leg.
He'll miss.
Could have fooled.
Depending how
No, he'll hit the pig. He just won't kick him where he want to kick him.
how close is the boar. If it's extra point worthy, he may miss. Rough.
Wait a minute.
What are you looking at?
So
The Thenesis show.
Giannis is on the.
Thenesis Antetokounmpo show. I don't know what he's talking about.
What
though.
does he need a show for?
What's he not? He's not playing.
What is he doing? Like, why is he punching the couch?
Listen.
He's also
That's how
horny
we
all
do
the time.
stuff.
I just
He
wanted
is.
to get you to
He
say
is.
something.
He is. For
That's
sure.
how we animate it. Like animated. Like everybody think I'm mad. I ain't mad. Not all the time. Tobin makes me mad, but
Well, he doesn't look.
I didn't do anything. All I did today was suggest Cam Ward, and you're like, "Bah, bah, bah, bah."
no.
And you called me an idiot, and then
It's
you
not-
walked away from me in the hallway
not-
because you said, "Stupid boy."
Because
Did you cry a little bit?
A little bit.
no, you didn't.
He was sniffling a little. I did see.
Here's what I went through.
He
I went
went
through
like this
that.
right after you walked away.
I went through that,
Yeah.
and then I went through the old
Make a box.
getting the boxer to curse.
David Benavidez was very clean. It was one S
It's very
bomb.
clean. I know, but you
He
still.
caught it. He caught
I'm
it.
telling you, you still have the question all the time.
I don't even remember.
I
what
even
asked.
know. I even look. How about this? I even know. Oop, there it is. Here we go. It's go time.
We'll take a break. Mix things up. Coming up next. Is Tobin and Leroy here with you, 560 WQAM. Hey, the Heat host the Nets Monday, December 23rd, and we've got your chance to win a 4-pack of tickets. Keep listening to us for details on how you can win. We'll give those away before the end of the show today. Hope everybody had a fantastic. Did you guys have a good weekend aside from
golf was kind of terrible because it was windy.
Football
was okay. But yeah, I would say it's not bad. It's only 5 more days.
Oh. So
Mama.
Oh, in town. All right.
Mama Horde.
Did you watch the Heisman at all, or
I did.
Did you?
It was pretty much like you knew who was going to win.
When
the guy wins best of 2 players, how can he not win?
I had an odd thing that happened because I was out on a date with Mrs. Tobin,
Mhm.
and they had the Heisman like off on a television in the place. People applauded for Travis Hunter, like in the just random dudes.
It's just a Heisman. It's the Heisman. That's a big deal.
It is a big deal. I don't disagree, but I was like, just stopping and
And they say for as flamboyant as he is on the field, he's very quiet.
I heard it. I haven't heard his speech, but I heard his speech was really good. But I was like, hey man, is he clapping in here?
And it's something like, was there anybody in the country shocked?
Had a steak with that red glaze. Oh, that red wine glaze. Oh,
What'd you have on the side? Let me see.
Some of those fancy-ass potatoes.
Let me be clear.
Mhm.
Let me be clear. The sides
Mhm.
will determine everything.
It had some those fancy ass potatoes, like
Au gratin?
It wasn't au gratin.
Like
you know?
scalloped?
Rustic. What does that mean?
I don't remember.
Scallop ones.
See
for
if I Google
Oh,
it.
with the cheese and the cream, the cheese.
It was wonderful. Everyone
Were they
loved it.
mashed or were they?
No, they weren't mashed.
See, I don't like scalloped potatoes or au gratin because
Parmesan.
it never fails. You get them and they're not all the way cooked all the way through because there's a fine
potatoes.
What?
French potatoes, but it was more stacked than it was like that. It was pretty good.
Let me see.
So it's like a crunchy cheese on the top.
Kind of, yeah.
Well,
Kind of.
here, can I just tell you?
I love potatoes.
I'll let it slide because I don't know what the hell you're talking about. But let's think of it this way. I don't want to be too serious into the sides. Like I want the meat, and then the sides are like just a boom, boom, boom. So I get the cream spinach. I'll get the mushrooms. I even get a Brussels sprout or 2 or whatever. Just like not.
I'll do
but
the Brussels
the main
sprout.
The main dish is that big fat.
I gotta
steak.
have sides.
That was good.
Yeah, you gotta have sides.
I got
You wait. Now I tell you, there's a couple of places I go where I don't care what we eating. You know what the side's gonna be: lobster mac and cheese.
Had some of that too, but it wasn't. It was blue crab mac and cheese. Pretty good.
Okay.
Blue crab.
Disgusting.
It was pretty good.
Sometimes
you
crab
like
though,
seafood,
here,
Frogboy.
sometimes crab has that fishy, you know what I mean? So
No, I totally know what you mean.
that's why lobster doesn't have that. So when you get the lobster,
Crab cakes?
I gotta take criticism
no,
from you.
crab cakes suck.
I love crab cakes.
Yeah,
Crab cakes because they use the crab.
It was nice. It was a nice night. Got all dressed up. Had a new shirt on.
Speaking of that,
Where is it?
I forgot because if you were not going to mention it right now, I was going to bring
Put
up
it
this
up.
segment. By the
Hey,
way,
Look,
Show-
we don't have to.
Yes,
bring
we
this
do.
up.
by the way,
We don't have to bring
Show
this
the
up.
picture.
I made a mistake.
Is that what you wore?
It is what I wore.
Ah!
It is what I wore. What I wore on my date.
Come on.
It was a date night. I
Come
was
on.
trying to wear a new shirt. You don't have to put the picture
no,
up.
out of respect, I will not put it up. I didn't even put it on the
Okay.
actual brand.
Here's the problem.
I'm gonna blur his
Okay.
face.
Here's the problem.
How quick? No, here's the deal.
No,
How
but you
quick
have to-
did you
have
spill
to-
something
you
on?
have to
I didn't.
explain
Clean.
what happened.
Clean, perfect. Okay, here's what happened. Okay, my wife buys a lot of my nice clothes because I don't. I'm not, So she's like, "Hey, I got your new shirt. Cool."
Let's go move. Let's go move.
And then it's like, "When are you gonna try on the new shirt? I gotta know if it fits." I'm like, "I will." And then she's like, "Hey, try on the new shirt." So she was going to pick up Sophia, and so I was like, "Here, I'm gonna try on the shirt." And I, took a little mirror selfie. Yeah.
That's just one. I think you took two.
I
of them,
took
right?
two shirt selfies.
Yeah, but
selfies.
In the mirror.
why'd you have no pants on, dude?
But I accidentally sent it to the show.
Oh god, that was straight.
And you know whose fault it is? Yours, Frogboy. I couldn't unsend the message because you have that damn Android in our group chat, and I couldn't unsend the stupid picture where I'm trying to look all nice in my shirt. Could have been a lot worse.
I tried to be nice, and I was like, let someone else say something first.
Yeah.
I saw the picture, and I was like, is this a mistake?
It was a mistake. Why would I want you guys to see that shirt?
I don't know.
Hey,
Because we're close.
They match your baby blues, though. I got to be honest.
It was a very comfy
Jimmy
shirt.
Butler would
I
be
liked
very
the
proud of that
I
shirt.
liked the material that it was.
Yeah.
So I'm
What
you know
kind of material was it?
I don't know, but it was like something. It was something nice. It was a lighter material.
Very
It
nice.
breathed.
Okay.
I really enjoyed it.
Breathable
and
material.
It was my date shirt.
When I
And
saw
all
you
I could
post that
and all
selfie,
I could think
knew
about,
it.
all I could think about was, I can't believe I sent this to the crib.
What did Dee say when you told her? 'Cause I'm pretty sure you told her.
What did she do?
Yeah.
She laughed at me.
Hey, now.
Oh, you're talking about
Okay.
when she got the picture from me?
No. Oh, but
No,
she
when
laughed at you when
No,
you
no,
got
no,
the
no, no.
picture?
When she
Oh.
saw the picture, she said, "Oh, you look nice." I said,
No,
"Great.
no,
Guess
yeah.
what? You didn't get the first look."
So here's the deal.
It was show approved.
Here's the deal.
It was a nice pic.
Okay. So this only applies to three of us. Jennifer, Frogboy, and myself. If we had done that, how quick would that picture have gone out?
So quick.
Hey,
I know.
if you I'm fine.
That's what that's the question.
quick.
Wait a minute.
I don't have
How
control
quick
of
would you
pictures.
put that picture up?
I'm not touching. Hey,
How quick would you have put that picture
I
up?
wouldn't have if you told me not to. But I haven't told you not to.
So see,
I haven't told you
I
not to.
haven't done it.
put it up.
Out of respect.
We don't have to. I mean, we don't.
Out of
You're
respect.
very lucky that we did not see something that we.
Look, I blurred his face,
Oh
guys.
my
Totally fine.
God.
Out of respect. You can't even tell who that is.
Look at, and he was flexing too.
Oh, dude.
You know, that's long enough.
No, I think
Blur your face. It's been up long enough.
I blurred your face.
It's like a cube.
We just had a 30-minute conversation about something.
We know exactly who it is.
I look nice for Mrs. Tobin.
He's in the picture now.
He had the face. He had
Hey,
the face.
woo, dude! Why? It almost looked like you were doing what's that model movie with
looking good. Looking good.
Why you doing Zoolander?
Blue steel over there. Really
Yeah.
good.
Ow!
Uh-oh. Oh no. He's down. He's down. He's
Right?
down.
Yeah, Charlie
Who
horse.
built this building?
Okay.
Someone who
the
does
corner
not know
of
what
this building.
space is.
Wait, the corner
Personal
of
space is invaded here
the
every day.
corner of the thing is right. Right in the.
You look very ashamed.
I'm ashamed.
Why?
Why would I be? Why would I want to send you guys a selfie?
Dude,
Yeah.
you put on drawers and went and jumped in my pool,
That's true.
and you're worried
been through
about a
it.
shirt.
We've seen
We've been
worse
through a lot.
things. We've seen you in a bra, so
That's true.
Yeah,
it's fine.
you did the
I
like.
just thought it was really funny that you.
I
I
mean,
knew it was a mistake. I
listen,
was just waiting for.
I don't
someone to
care
call
about
you
the
out.
blue shirt
It was one of those
or the
things.
sports bra that you wore in honor of
The thing
Kyler Murray. Nothing was worse than nipple clamps with the class walking by.
that was bad. The thing that was like, it was like, and I was like, I don't think I sent that to the right person. It wasn't even like right. It was like, I'm like, boop. Looked up, and then my thought was like, no response.
I was waiting.
You was waiting.
You let me down. You didn't say anything.
You didn't want to be the first. Well, first of all, here's the deal.
That was on my phone.
It
When
was
you
at
sent
8.
it, so when I
might have
see
been
it-
in the pool, so that's why I didn't get it.
You let me
But
down. There.
can I just tell you that, like,
Yeah, first thing I thought was this could have been way worse. This could have
much
been
worse.
way worse, dude.
way worse.
Oh man,
Got me going though. You know, I even put on a nice shirt.
Did you?
Yeah, I was like, well,
I hate you gonna put on the night.
Well, I know where I'm going to take that shirt when I need to get it clean.
Oh.
To the best dry cleaner in South Florida.
Yeah.
That's our friends over at A&T Dry Cleaners, 40 plus years, owned and run, Leroy.
That is correct. All you have to do is give this number a call, 954-610-9383. That is I will take care of you. It's holiday party time. You want to get your wardrobe nice. They have a seamstress on site. Give them a call, 954-610-9383. See what the pricing is. Everything is taken care of. They serve all of South Florida, Dade, Broward, and Southern Palm Beach counties. Just give them a call. And again, he'll let you know if they can do same day. Sometimes you have these complicated little deals you want. He's coming through Thursday, right?
He's coming by Thursday.
All
Ari's he's gonna swing by the studio Thursday. You can text him too if you just want to. If you're not a vocal person, beep, 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 text him on up. And by the way, it's holiday party time, so you want to have your best wardrobe. We got the holiday party coming up this week. You probably got one coming up at the office. You want to look dapper. You want to look fantastic. And you mentioned Tobin and Leroy.
25% off.
25% off your order. You're never gonna want to launder your own clothes again after you use A&T Dry Cleaners. 954-610-9383. Please delete those pictures.
Can you do us a favor when you send your beautiful shirt to Ara?
Mhm.
Can you please send us a picture to see?
I am never
wonderful
sending
it
you guys
looks?
that shirt
Oh,
again.
come on.
After you send it.
The selfie shirt. That's what we're gonna call it from now on.
So humiliating.
It's okay, dude. I blurred your face.
Welcome back, everybody. Tobin and Leroy here with you. 560 WQAM. Let's get to all right and oh no today. My all right goes to Cam Ward. Still a finalist. Proud of his season.
It was nice seeing him there. Like, but you gotta know, right?
I think everybody knew.
Everybody knew.
I think
like,
everybody knew.
You can just say I was
the only
a
guy who was
finalist.
kind of close was Genty.
Was he kind of close? Was
Kinda
voting?
close.
It was actually pretty close.
It was kind of close.
It was like 217 to 270 or something.
Really?
Stuff
Okay.
Like
But yeah, Cam finished fourth. Still an awesome season from him.
Yep.
Really love what he did for the Canes this year. And
I mean, think about it. He broke every Miami record, and the guys who are 1 and 2 didn't win the Heisman.
Yep. Pretty wild.
Yep.
So he gets my all right. My oh no goes to the end of the Thomas Bryant era.
Oh no!
Didn't see it coming.
Yeah.
Didn't see it coming.
Hey,
You
how
had a-
nervous
you
did
had
you
a
get?
mini-
Oh!
mini-
Oh,
How scary.
I had notifications on Friday, and I just saw Shams, the Miami Heat are trading.
Yeah, that scared me.
Because you want to know what a flex that is for Shams? Be like, you think I'm making stuff up, mother bleeper? Well, watch this. Toot, 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 toot. I thought for sure. I was like, oh no. Like there was the panic that I had when I realized I sent you guys a selfie. Quite similar, but I was sadder. And then all of a sudden, I was like, oh, Thomas Bryant. But Boomerang, all right. Kind of sounds like Drew Smith is getting a standard contract, Frogboy, which makes him playoff eligible.
all a part of this. Step 1, you earn your contract. Step 2, you get the contract. Step 3, you're playing in LA and we forget if you exist anymore.
Spo said we shouldn't compare him and Gabe Vincent.
Oh,
yesterday.
yeah, of course. There is no comparison between Namdi and this guy.
All right, I'm just saying. Calm down.
Every time you say that name, just
It just stings a little
punctures
bit.
me,
What do you got, Leroy? What's your all right? No,
So
today.
I'm gonna go oh no first.
Mm.
My oh no goes to the Dolphins.
Oh no!
Like for whatever reason, like we can talk for hours on it. The result is the result, and that sucks. Right. So that's my oh no. My all right goes to the holidays. I'm like the holiday. I wish people would stop being asses, and just appreciate the time that you got kids coming home for college.
That should have been his holiday promo that we just did. Instead, you should have been like, Merry Christmas and Happy Hanukkah. Don't be an ass this holiday season.
You know what? Let's cut that up again.
Like I just like it, you see the Christmas trees, people putting up their lights, people shopping. Like it's a really cool time of year, right? Family coming. I got my mom coming in town. Yikes. But other than that, the holidays. I'm like I'm not a fan of the holidays, but that's because I've never got to celebrate the holidays until I got done with sports. But I enjoy them. I like the wife's home a little more. She don't have to drive all the way to work. Like, by the time New Year comes, we're ready.
Big Sport!
Yep.
Big Sport!
By the time New Year's comes, we ready for her to go back. So, hey, don't you have to work?
Jennifer, what's your all right? No, today.
You know what? I'm just really proud and really happy that we finally addressed your whole situation.
Yeah. Well, I'm not. I'm not proud of myself.
I'm really happy. I'm really happy that we did that because I was going to bring it up this segment.
Mm.
My oh no. We already know. I'm shipping him off to Siberia.
She hates Jason Sanders, dude. Jason Sanders, you need to answer for your crimes, dude.
For an extra point,
you're dead to me.
He knows what he knows what he did.
This has been a long time coming. Okay, he just.
Wow. I mean, she's furious.
I'm furious with him.
Were you like, what was your reaction? Because your reaction was very hostile in the chat. Did you throw something when he missed the extra kick? Were you watching it? Like, where did you watch the game?
I'm not really sure where exactly in my house I was, but I was doing things, and I think that whatever was in my hand, I can't remember what it was now. I definitely threw it. Definitely threw
extra point. I mean, it wasn't even like a point or nothing. It went sideways.
Can't trust him. Can't trust him, dude.
Even the one before, the one. Can't trust him.
Karen says fat cats like tigers do great in Siberia.
Well, I'm not sending him to Siberia though.
Froggy, what do you got, dude?
Sure, she did say an open field.
I did. Very dark and cold.
Urinating on himself.
Very strange.
He can't be hydrated with water. Okay, he does not deserve that until he does what he needs to do.
Make an extra point. That's like standard. That's the minimum.
Exactly, the minimum of what we asked for. He didn't do it.
There are things that can just make you, Leroy, like in a football game, things will just make you irrationally angry if you have your thing.
Yes.
You know,
one
like
of my things is when I get tackled and the guy mushes me on the way up. So like I'm on the ground, he'll mush me. I told
oh man.
I told the official one time, if they do that again, there's gonna be an assault on the field and I'm gonna blame you.
Speaking of mushing somebody in the face, I gotta give another all right to Javondre Sweat.
Oh,
did you guys see this? Did you see this?
He's 360 pounds.
Oh,
he stiffed armed a guy who had to be at least 330.
He pushed down a poor little lineman.
That was a poor little lineman.
Like it was nothing.
The lineman had to be 330. It was crazy.
Man. Anyway, Friday, what do you got for us, buddy?
My all right goes to a native of South Florida who brought the hardware home, Teddy B.
Oh, man, that was awesome.
B.
Teddy Bridgewater, Miami Northwestern won the state title.
Absolutely. Won the state title, and it wasn't even
41-0, huh?
41-0, and apparently they outscored their opponents in their playoff run. I believe it was like 260-12 or something.
You want to call plays for the Dolphins?
Is he available?
Does he want to call plays for the Dolphins, Teddy Bridgewater?
Is he available?
What? Why are you looking at me like that? Just let play call, back.
Dude.
I'm not asking for anybody to be fired. Just saying, does he
If
want
you
to call
ran a
play?
team, it'd be all show tunes and clown cars.
And big names.
And big names. Right, right. You get mad at Chris Grier for all these signings. You know how many people you would sign
No, that's not true.
just because
That's not true.
dude, you
Everybody knows one thing about Tobes is I love the trenches.
That's right. Trenches
Yeah.
Tobes.
And you know what I would do? I would be doing nothing but drafting Iowa and Wisconsin guards for the next 5 years until we found ones that stick.
Iowa.
Yeah.
Like this guy's on ayahuasca. I'll see my way out.
yeah. Don't forget.
Hmm?
Tobin wanted OBJ.
Boy wanted OBJ. Tobin, dude. That was Tobin, bro. That was Tobin.
Although you guys would agree, my point kind of stood, right? Like my only counterpoint to cutting it was, what if one of the guys gets hurt? Shouldn't you have them?
No, you have for what? They had Washington. That's why they got rid of him.
All right, dude.
Well, you don't think Washington in one game did better than OBJ's done all year.
I think you're actually right about that.
I know I am. But you still, again, there's a perfect example how you caught up with the name and not the performance.
Malik Washington owes me a little bit, dude. All right. He ruined a game. He ruined Thanksgiving. So
Every year we take account of who ruined our holiday.
Just Tobin. Last year, Tua ruined Christmas.
Oh, it was the year before?
Who ruined Christmas?
somebody was like texting me yesterday. I think it was Dunsey. He was like, "Are we sure he's not concussed?" I'm like, I can't do this every time he sucks. I can't do this every time he sucks. Like I can't not like sometimes I just gotta say he sucks. I can't just say, hey, was he concussed on diving for the first time?
Stolen Bit Rip said, not Wisconsin. That's how we got Dieter. Well, listen, here. You can't just draft the guy because he's from a place. He's also got to be rated. You know what I mean? Like, I love the way they said, oh, he's come from a team that ran the ball. That doesn't mean he was good.
The frozen tundra.
Frozen.
What's your oh no, dude?
My oh no goes to a couple of troublemakers.
Oh.
Could be me. Could be potentially these. No other way to put it, my friend. These OnlyFans models.
Oh,
this happened during Thursday night football.
Wait, is this what I saw? No,
Tucci, I believe, is one of their names, and Ambergini.
Her name is Tucci.
We got Tucci and Ambergini.
Two cheeks.
Tucci and Ambergini here. Thought it'd be a good idea to attend Thursday night football. And not only did they want to enjoy the football on the field, they wanted to join the action and attempt to streak on the field and attempt to gain glory.
Wow.
Problem is, not very athletic. Therefore, they were caught very quickly, did not reach the grass, and unfortunately ended up.
Ooh,
oh man, they're taking her out.
Oh, very well. Why you posted this
Astron.
picture. Okay.
Well,
Man,
this is
Gotta
just
tell you.
anytime you're walking away sad like that,
It's just sad.
You can't tell if she's sad.
oh, we can tell. Those are
You
sad
can
cheeks.
tell.
Those are
Those are sad.
You
They're
mean
not
saggy
flexing.
cheeks?
They're not flexing.
No, saggy cheeks was Tyson.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Point for
Oh my God. So they tried to get on the field.
Tried to get on the field, didn't even make it past the sideline.
Of course you can't get those cheeks over the railing.
Come on, not the third. I'll tell you.
Well,
what,
first of all, you got to be fast to get to the field.
nope. did
They
not
never
make
even
it
got
past.
to the field.
That's
Never even
embarrassing.
made it to the field.
And that carries serious fines now.
Streaking?
Yeah. Oh no, going onto a sports field?
Does it?
That's serious now.
Yeah, something tells
So
me.
many people do it. How is
Not so many people.
Something tells me someone's going to cover the bill on whatever they have in regards to fines. But for not being able to accomplish. Okay.
Ethan says Tobin's OnlyFans name is Duchins. Oh man. Before we get out of here, if you guys want to go see some Heat basketball right now, caller number 5 to 305-567-0560. Caller 5 to 305-567-0560 gets a 4-pack of tickets to Heat and Nets Monday, December 23rd. If you guys want to win those tickets, caller 5 right now to 305-567-0560 will win that 4-pack of tickets. 305-567-0560. You win a 4-pack of tickets to Heat and Nets. And appreciate you guys. Today, listen, I think today was good for us. We got it all out of our system.
a little cathartic? We had a good time.
Mm-hmm. You want to send Jason Sanders with his PP pants to parts unknown.
I definitely still do. I don't want to see his face.
And Leroy, I'm sorry that I suggested Cam Ward.
Well, I'll say that again.
Out of all the things he's done, that set you off for real.
Just because it's just ridiculous. It makes no sense. And it's not a knock on how good or bad Cam Ward is, which is what everybody take. Oh, you just don't like Cam Ward.
Didn't realize
No.
you hated Cam Ward.
No.
Say it.
Love him. But again,
how you
if
really
you're
feel.
having problems protecting a quarterback that gets rid of the ball quicker than anybody in the NFL, what do you think is going to happen if you have somebody back there that pats the ball?
We'll discuss more tomorrow. And thanks again to David Benavidez for stopping
Cool
by
dude.
the show. He
Cool
was
dude,
fun.
even though you got him to cuss.
We'll be rooting for him.
Oh, yeah. But we lost our streak. Is our streak over?
No.
Okay.
Oh, did you see Munguia lost this weekend, though? Dude, Munguia lost as a minus 2,500 favorite to a French dude with 4 knockouts. Got knocked out.
Munguia?
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
I mean, and Manny Pacquiao was the first time he ever been knocked down, right?
Canelo.
Canelo, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Canelo. He looks so much bigger than Canelo.
Yeah. He didn't look too big staring up at the lights.
Jeez.
Say, how tall are you? 6 foot. Boom. How tall are you now?
And 50 minutes of Game Day Uncensored, always brought to us here on the show by your Southern Lexus dealers. The Lexus December to Remember sales event is why you stay on the nice list. Find yours and get offers on select models, but only for a limited time now through January 2nd. Make it a December to remember. Caller 5 will get those Heat tickets. We got a full board right now, so we'll give those away. And we'll talk to you rascals tomorrow.
Don't stand around the pile kiting your change.
Kiting?
Words means words.
The basketball team, they snapped their 7-game losing streak.
Look at that.
Be Presbyterian.
Okay. What? That team only eats fish?
Hey, Marcus, I don't know what your freaking problem is, but go to hell, man.
Hope you mother have a good day.